Baby, can you see the snow? Wherever you are, boy, I need to know if I'm on your mind, like you stay in mine. Cause Christmas ain't the same here without you. Just another mistletoe that I can't stand, cause I'm on my own by the fireside. I'm so cold inside, cause Christmas ain't the same here without you, baby. Christmas ain't the same here without you, baby. Turning on the radio, putting up my Christmas lights, and I was looking out the window and I saw that winter wonderland so bright. And something got me out of my mood, and I was wondering if you and I would ever just together. Cause when you're with me, my love is all for you. Tell me, do you want me? Baby, do you need me? I'm thinking I know. Baby, can you see the snow? Wherever you are, boy, I need to know if I'm on your mind, like you stay in mine. Cause Christmas ain't the same here without you. Just another mistletoe that I can't stand, cause I'm on my own by the fireside. I'm so cold inside, cause Christmas ain't the same here without you, baby. What's the night before I knew I wouldn't spend all day with you? Cause I didn't have you here in my arms. Santa, can you make my wish come true? Cause I don't wanna be alone in the season made for two. So come and keep me warm tonight, cause it's gonna be a cold one without you. Tell me if you want me, I wanna be your baby. I gotta know. Baby, can you see the snow? Wherever you are, boy, I need to know if I'm on your mind, like you stay in mine. Cause Christmas ain't the same here without you. Just another mistletoe that I can't stand, cause I'm on my own by the fireside. I'm so cold inside, cause Christmas ain't the same here without you, baby. Christmas ain't the same here without you, baby. Always everything, they're wanting more. So tell me why he ain't right here just waiting for me at my door. Oh, yeah. Baby, can you see the snow? Wherever you are, boy, you need to know if I'm on your mind, like you stay in mine. Cause Christmas ain't the same here without you. Just another mistletoe that I can't stand, cause I'm on my own by the fireside. I'm so cold inside, cause Christmas ain't the same here without you, baby. Christmas ain't the same here without you, baby. Without my baby, no. Yeah. Christmas ain't the same here without you, baby.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Merry Christmas Eve, or as I like to call it, Jestmas. Oh, I literally just invented that right before I got on. So it's not like I make it sound like it's a normal thing for me to call it Jestmas, but that literally thought of that like 3 minutes ago. Anyway, hello, everyone. Hi. Oh, oh, those beautiful people out there. Mm, 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 mm. We have a lovely show for you today. Now, uh, few things here. Few things. First of all, who the hell do we have here? Probably not that many people since it is in fact Christmas Eve. But all right, let's see here. We got SoCal. Hello, SoCal. We have a global. Hello, global. Yeah, Jess. I would prefer that. I prefer Jest Mess. That sounds much more appropriate to the situation in the world. We got Doug. Hello, Doug. We got Weird Amorphous Blob. Hello, everybody. Was a bit melancholy. Oh, I'm sorry, oh God, I'm sorry, that was gross. Okay, forgive me. Weird Amorphous Blob, I'm sorry you were melancholy. I really am. Is it the season? Is it what's going on there, Weird Amorphous Blob? It's Christmas. We have to look out for our feather fellow brothers and sisters. All right. Anyway, which is what we should do every day. But anyway, all right. Hello, guys. Is everyone there still? Everyone's still there? Everyone's still there. I'm not seeing everyone's still there. Hello, Cheese Soup. Cheese Soup. Hello, Cheese Soup. Cheese soup. Hello, Sir Bartholomew. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. If you look, you guys see here, I actually have Stollen bread. It's a German bread that has like fruit and nuts in it, and it's very good. And I'm eating some because you all know I'm always eating on stream. Always eating on stream. So, hello. Hello, Mithril. Hello. How was did you have a good Yule, Mithril? Do you celebrate Yule, Mithril? All right. So, today I'm not gonna be streaming for as long as I normally do, because I'm gonna be having dinner with the family, but we'll be streaming for a while, like maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and we're gonna be talking about Christmas a little bit about Christmas, and then maybe we'll just look at the news a little bit to see if anything has updated. You know, shit like that. Good, excellent, Mithril. I've always wanted to do a Yule celebration. I think it'd be kind of fun. Okay, so um now, you all know I'm an asshole, right? You all know I'm an asshole. So the first thing I would like to do is in honor of the birth of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I would like for us to recount the story of his birth. So what I thought we could do, I'm sorry, yeah, his birth, right? His with a capital H. And SoCal, how dare you? You don't know me, SoCal. You don't know me, SoCal. All right. So I thought what we could do, just for fun, but it's been a long time since I've read the story of Jesus' birth. And I'm trying to convert all of you, right? So, I'm doing that. So, ooh, okay. So I thought we could go through and read. There are by the way, there are four different versions of Jesus' birth story. For those who don't know, Christmas, meaning Christ, is the celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. Okay? Now, I celebrate Christmas, even though I don't believe in that, because I like holidays. So when we're talking about holidays or anything that is religious or anything that has to do with culture, I want to be clear. There are two ways we can look at it, and I've mentioned this before. We could look at it from an emic perspective, I'm sorry, EMIC, which is where you look at it from the perspective of someone within that tradition who is practicing and believing it, okay? Or not necessarily believing it, but who is within that culture, who understands it from an insider's point of view. You can also look at it from an etic perspective, which is an outsider's perspective, analyzing it from a neutral third-party position, without sort of looking at it from someone who's within that tradition. Okay, those are two different anthropological approaches. We're going to do both. So I'm going to start with an etic perspective of Christmas, which will be largely me being a douchebag. Okay, I can't help myself, but being mean about it. And then for those who are religious out there, we're also going to do an emic perspective where we're going to talk about what Christmas means for people within the tradition and how why it's a good thing and things like that. Okay, so please don't think that just because I'm starting with by bashing certain things because I'm a dirty atheist that I am diminishing the importance of Christmas. I celebrate Christmas, and when I do, I celebrate it from an emic perspective. Okay, but so we're going to look at two perspectives here. Okay, and this is going to be kind of an exercise in what is it called? Critical thinking slash practicing empathy, tons of other things. Okay. So, hello everyone. Hello everyone. Okay. So, let's get into it, shall we? You know what? And we're not going to I'm going to actually immediately put on the Jester hat. I didn't even set a goal for today's stream because, you can send stuff if you want to, but maybe I'll paint a nail if you send me something, but, why not just do it? Why don't we just put on the Jester hat? Maybe put on the Jester collar. It makes more sense for what we're about to do. So, for those who don't know, the story of the birth, ho ho ho's Raccoon Boyo. Okay. Oops. By the way, Raccoon Boy, I prefer slut. Okay, that's the word I prefer for myself. Okay. So or whore. I'm okay with being called a whore too. All right. So, God damn it. Look, SoCal, I need to wash out my mouth with soap, don't I? I think you've noticed that, SoCal. SoCal is like the angel on my shoulder, constantly reminding me to be better. Anyway, um, okay. So that true, Raccoon Boyo. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into it. So, for those who don't know, this Christmas is the celebration of Jesus' birth. Now, there are four different. So you can find the story in the Bible, particularly one point the New Testament, and there are four different versions of it. Well, let's put it this way: there's a few versions of it. There might not be four. Because there are four gospels in the Bible. So folks, by the way, we're doing this from a historical perspective. That's what an etic perspective is. So if we look at the Bible as a document, most of the books in the New Testament were written pretty long after Jesus was around, as far as historians know, if he ever was around, even though I think he was. Some historians say that he never even really existed as a person. I don't think that's true, but there's kind of evidence to support both sides. I think he did exist as a person. I don't think he was magic, but regardless, there are okay, exactly, Boyo. There are four different versions of this called Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and these were all written well after Jesus' death, uh, for as far as we know. And the earliest versions we have of these were copied multiple times by hand before we even have a version of them. So not only were they written a long time after Jesus' death, they were also copied. The versions of the first writings we have were copied many times before we have a copy of them, which means anyone who copied them could have added things, taken things away from them. You see what I mean? So they're not exactly reliable historical documents. This is partially why I ended up becoming an atheist when I started realizing how unreliable all this crap is. Okay, anyway, so we have four different gospels. And by the way, there were actually multiple other gospels. Um, yes, Mithril, I have. There were also multiple other gospels that were not included in the Bible because the early church decided to pick a few gospels that they thought were the most likely to be true, and they ignored all the other ones. So these aren't even the only ones that there are. The other ones are kind of crazy, some of them. Like there's one where Jesus is gay and is like in a homoerotic relationship with all of his apostles. I'm not even joking. I think that's called the Gospel of Judas or something like that. Anyway, so there are other ones, but these are the four the church chose, and they kind of left out the ones that sounded, I guess, crazier. Now, of the four that we have that talk about Jesus, the earliest one we have is Mark. Okay, is Mark. So Mark is probably the closest to being historically true of all of them. And I'm saying that even as a historian, this was the one that was written the earliest. And we can tell a lot of them. There you go, Weird Marvelous Beloved. And we can tell that a lot of them, a lot of the other three gospels were partially, at least I should say, two of the other gospels were based off of. There you go, Sir Bartholomew. Were based off of Mark. Okay. So let's read what Mark had to say. This is the first one. All right. So this is the earliest one we have. Again, if one is going to be true, this is the most likely to be true. Alas, it was still written many years after Jesus was around, and it was copied multiple times before we ever even have a version of it. So, in the beginning, I'm going to get my preacher voice going here, folks. In the beginning of the beginning of the gospel of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. As it is written in the prophets, okay? Really, Mithra? Okay. Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. Folks, I'm going to read like as many of the words as I can stomach to read. We'll see if I might need to skip parts if they're boring. Okay. The voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make his path straight. Well, according to the Gospel of Judas, apparently no one was straight. Anyway, okay. Um, and then here we now have reference of John the Baptist, who was, by the way, at the time of Jesus, there were multiple people. I'm not even joking. There were multiple other miracle workers in the Middle East called Jesus. There was not one person called Jesus. There was the reason we say Jesus of Nazareth is because you have to specify that he was the one from Nazareth, because there were other Jesuses wandering around. Not only that, there were other so-called miracle workers wandering around, and one of those miracle workers was John the Baptist. Okay, who apparently Jesus was very close to and learned a lot from, which may be why he was so good at doing the miracle working stuff, because he learned from an expert magician. All right, so moving on. John did baptize in the wilderness, okay, and preach the baptism of repentance for the remission of sins. Now, okay, whatever. So John did some shit, and okay. Blah 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 blah. John was a cool guy. He was clothed with camel's hair and with a girdle. Okay. The girdle, okay, blah 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 blah. He ate locusts and wild honey. He had a girdle of skin about his loins, so he was kind of a raving lunatic, apparently. Just went around naked. Um, Yes, Raccoon Boyo. Nazareth is different from Bethlehem, but Jesus apparently lived in Nazareth. That's why he's called Jesus of Nazareth. But you're going to see here, Raccoon Boyo, that in one of the Gospels, maybe even two, he was said to have been born in Bethlehem, even though we know that's not true. So, okay, it's a mess. So, anyway, and preached, he said that one, okay, so this is what John said: one cometh that is mightier than I after me, the latchet of whose shoes I am not worthy to stoop down and unloose. Okay. Okay. Yeah, weird amorphous blob. I actually think it's a dream. So so John apparently was saying that someone better than me is going to come. Now, obviously, at the time that was said, what the hell does that mean? What do you mean better than me? That could be anyone. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Here comes the baptism of Jesus. So in this account, guys, hello AMA, we don't even know. We don't even know how Jesus was born or anything. So in the earliest gospel we have no idea how Jesus was born. It literally skips and goes straight to the baptism of Jesus. So the next section here is, and it came to pass in those days that Jesus came from Nazareth. Okay, exactly, Mithril. Jesus came from Nazareth of Galilee and was baptized of John in Jordan. So in this one he comes from, I don't know why I'm holding this. It's an empty beer thing. In this one he comes from Nazareth. Um yeah, right, Raccoon Boyo? So in this one he comes from Nazareth. All right? And he was baptized of John in the Jordan, and straightway coming out of the water, he saw the heavens open, and the Spirit like a dove descended upon him. So apparently, while he was bathing in the water, the sky opened up and a bird came down and landed on him. Okay. And there was a voice from heaven saying, "Thou art my beloved son." Now, by the way, that would scare the shit out of me. Can you imagine if you were standing there and then suddenly the sky opens up, a bird lands on you? First of all, I wouldn't want the bird on me. The thing's going to poop. Second of all, suddenly you hear, "Thou art my beloved son." I would freak the fuck out. I got to tell you. I'm sorry, SoCal, I'll stop cursing. SoCal, we're gonna get to that, okay? So in this account, we have no idea. There you go, AMA Gaming, okay, all you heathens out there that aren't believers, I'm gonna convert you to the wonders of Christianity. Just kidding, okay. Yeah, it sounds like a Tay Mori episode, alright. So that's it. That is all it says in Mark for when it comes to Jesus's birth. That is all it says. It doesn't say anything else. All it says is that he randomly appears, came from Nazareth, and boom, that's it. We don't know who he was born. We don't know any of that crap. That's all we know from Mark. And that's the earliest gospel we have. If anything has anything accurate in it, it would be that one, even though it was made many years after. Yeah, straight to the point. Done. All right. So that's the earliest one. So that's kind of strange. Why does the earliest one make no mention of his birth or anything? Now, let's go on to the next one. It also says he came from Nazareth. Let's go on to Matthew, shall we? Yeah, it just popped up. He just popped up, Weirdomorphous Blob. Now, folks, you'll notice as we move through time here, some of these start sounding a bit weird, like things have been added to them to make it sound more interesting, okay? And this makes sense because, if you have people copying it over and over again, someone might add a little something here or there, something might be added, taken away, whatever. So these other ones, Matthew and Luke, were actually based off of Mark. Okay, so we can tell that they were based off of Mark, but then other stuff was added later. All right, so let's see here. Here we go. Let's talk about Jesus. Now, obviously, we are not going at the beginning of Matthew. There's a whole thing. It gives his whole genealogy. It's really quite funny to listen to, and you wonder why. Why did this author include Jesus's genealogy, and how did he know Jesus's genealogy? Okay, so this is it. Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham begot Isaac. Isaac begot Jacob. Jacob begat Judas and his brethren. Judas begat Phares and Zara of Thamar, and Phares begat Esrom, and Esrom begat Aram, and Aram begat Amminadab, and Amminadab begat Naasson, and Naasson begat Salmon. Now that sounds delicious. I'd eat salmon. Okay, and Salmon begot Ruz, and Booz begot Abed, and Abed. Okay, you get the idea. It's a list of like ancestors and who gave birth to who. And then it goes, and Jesse begat David the king, and David the king begat Solomon, and then it goes on, and then it goes on, and it ends up linking Jacob begat Joseph. So it's trying to say that Jesus is a relative of King David of the Israelites. Now, why might Matthew have gone through all this effort to do this? Well, as far as we know, Matthew was Jewish. He was a Jewish person who believed in Jesus. He was and so he right here, there were prophecies in the Jewish books that said that Jesus a was descended from that the savior would be descended from the line of David. So he is going out of his way to be like, look, Jesus is from David. Jesus is from David. I promise you, Jesus is from David. Would he have known that? No. No. Not at all. Okay? Not at all. Yes, 14 was also very important to Matthew Mithril. There's no way he could have known that, and it was written many years after Jesus died, and how the hell would he have known that? Okay, 0. But in this one, he's saying that Joseph was a relative of Jesus. Now, how does that make sense? Okay? How does that make sense? Hello, Mad Sci Guy. Hello, Dolly Boy. How does that make sense? Someone tell me in chat, since we're doing Bible study, who is Jesus's father according to Christianity? Who is Jesus's father? Tell me. Come on, tell me, folks. Who is Jesus's father? God. Exactly, Sir Bartholomew. So how does it make sense? How does it make sense that Jesus descended from David because his father was Joseph? You see what I mean? Okay. So clearly Matthew does not think that Jesus came from God. All right? He thinks that Jesus came from Joseph. All right, moving on. Moving on here. Now here we go. This is the story in Matthew of Jesus's birth, etc. You just got to believe, bro, right, Sir Bartholomew? Okay, I believe you, Matt Sci Guy.
Now the birth of Jesus Christ was on this wise. When as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, so his mother Mary was married to Joseph, before they came together, thank you, Matt Saigai, she was found with the child of the Holy Ghost. Okay, now, so apparently Mary was pregnant before she got together with Joseph. So, and now, okay, a few things about this. One, I suspect Mary wasn't a virgin. I'm just going to say it. I know that might be disrespectful. I expect that Mary was not a virgin if she was pregnant before she met Joseph. Now, I will say, yeah, I will say that if in fact, okay, there you go. If in fact it's very possible that that's what she said, or it's very possible that her and Joseph, because at the time that would have been a big no-no if you were pregnant before you were married. So maybe her and Joseph did a little fooling around. She got pregnant, and then they're like, "Oh, well," and she got pregnant, and then they're like, "Oh, well, she was pregnant before she met me, so we haven't had sex. It must have been the Holy Spirit." Okay, I'm just saying that is a possibility. Moving on. And then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and not willing to make her a public example, as in humiliate her for being pregnant without being wed to him, was minded to put her away privately. So this is kind of disturbing. He literally hid her away in privacy so that no one would know she was pregnant. All right. But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared. So down comes Matt Saigai. Okay, down comes Matt Saigai in angelic glory. Okay, in a dream, and said to Joseph, "Thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Ghost." So apparently, an angel told him in a dream that Jesus was actually conceived of God, the Holy Ghost, which is funny because then he's not related to David. Mithril. Anyway, okay. Hello, Shady. Okay. Hello, Shady. So that's kind of funny. And she did bring forth a son, and thou shalt call him Jesus, to save people from his sins. All right. All right. So I think there's more in this one. Let me go to the next page. So we already have two different stories, right? Okay, here we go. So this is the next part of Mithril. This is the next part of Mithril. I'm sorry, Matthew. Okay. It could be Mithril. We don't know who wrote it. So, uh, now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem. So in this story, he was born in Bethlehem, not Nazareth. In the days that, by the way, it also says in Jewish prophecies that Jesus would be born from the line of David, and David originated from Bethlehem. So why do you think they added this part to make it more likely that he was meeting the prophecy, right? Okay. Um there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem. These are the three wise men we always talk about. Okay. Saying, "Where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him." Well, there's one thing we know about these three wise men. They weren't Jewish, they weren't Christian, and they probably anyway. Okay. When Herod the king heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Christ should be born. And he said unto them, "Bethlehem in Judea." All right. Um, I'm gonna go here. Okay, so and when they so then the three wise men go to his house. Yeah, the three wise men go to Jesus's house. They see the young child with Mary his mother, and they fell down and worshipped him. And when they opened their treasures, they presented unto him three gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Now, some other funny thing about this, the idea that the three wise men gave Jesus gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Someone tell me in chat, according to Christianity, was Jesus a poor man or a rich man? Was Jesus a poor man or a rich man according to Christianity, according to most Christians? Well, I mean, some might say he was rich. Correct, Doug. So why is it that he was gifted gold, frankincense, and myrrh and was still a poor man? Anyone notice that contradiction? Because trust me, there wasn't just gold lying around at this point, okay? If you had gold, you probably were going to have some money. And frankincense and myrrh were not cheap either. So I always thought that was funny. He was given a pretty big benefit at birth. Three wealthy people donated a bunch of gold and shit to him. Yeah, myrrh is SoCal. It is something you use to dress dead bodies. It can be used for many things. It's sort of meant to make dead bodies smell better and preserve them. It could also be used to like wash your hands off and stuff. Okay. He was a trust fund baby, Jesus was. Yeah, donated a small loan of gold just like Donald Trump. Okay? So anyway, kind of funny fact there. And by the way, folks, in defense of Jesus, I doubt anyone ever delivered these things to him if he existed. They added this to because it was a sign they were trying to connect him to King David. So the idea was only a king would be given gold and things like that because Matthew was Jewish and thought that Jesus was the promised savior of the Jews who would be the king of Israel, okay? Anyway, yep, the perfumes would have been more valuable thing then. You're absolutely right, Doug, okay? All right, let's go on here. So the Matthews is the longest. That's why we're going on. So after they, the three wise men visit Jesus. Okay. By the way, no mention of a manger or anything like that. No mention of being born in a stable. By the way, thank you, Matt Saigai, for that donation. Really, did I say that already? Thank you. Um, Suddenly they were warned in a dream. Mary and Joseph were warned in a dream that they should not return to Herod because Herod would kill them. And they departed their own country another way. So this is where it gets kind of, it was already kind of odd. So basically, they have a dream that says now they need to flee with Jesus to Egypt. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeareth, I love that, appeareth to Joseph, saying, Arise and take the young child and its mother and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word, for Herod will seek the young girl to destroy him. Now, you'll notice that there are more supernatural things in this one than there are in Mark. There's angels appearing out of nowhere, and there's a voice telling them to flee into Egypt. Funny thing here, folks, is that that was also part of the prophecy that the Jews believed in, that the new king of Israel, the Messiah, would come out of Egypt and be born to the line of David. So Matthew adding a little bit more here, trying to fit the story to the prophecy. Okay, by saying, well, Jesus did go to Egypt. Mary and Joseph fled to Egypt right after he was born. Okay. All right. He arose, took the young child and his mother by night, and departed into Egypt. So just getting up and going to Egypt, just walking to Egypt at this time wouldn't have been that great. Would not have been a smart move. You likely wouldn't make it. Okay. There until the death of Herod. Oh yeah, look, and by the way, Matthew wants to make sure you all know that this proves that the prophecy was fulfilled because he goes on to say, and Jesus was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Out of Egypt I have called my son. So basically he's saying, look, it fulfills the prophecy. He came out of Egypt. Ho, 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 ho. All right. Remember, this was not the earliest gospel, and it was copied many times, and the earliest gospel said nothing of any of this. Okay. And then it goes on to say that Herod killed all the children in Bethlehem, typical Bible stuff. It says that Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, sent forth and killed all the children that were in Bethlehem and in the coast thereof from 2 years and under. By the way, the Palestine, Israel wouldn't exist essentially if that had happened. Like, if you killed all the babies, like you're gonna have a revolt on your hands. So he didn't do that. He didn't do that. All right. And then Matthew goes on to say, which fulfilled the prophecy. The fact that Herod killed all these children fulfilled the prophecy that from Ramah that said that there was a voice heard, lamentation and weeping and great mourning. So he's just adding that to fulfill another prophecy. It didn't actually happen. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. The rest is just, talking about Herod, angel punishing him, et cetera, et cetera. And that's that. So that's Matthew's account of the birth of Jesus. So we have one by Mark, which doesn't even say which is the earliest one and likely the most accurate, if you want to view it as accurate. Nothing about Jesus' birth except that he was born in Nazareth. Then you have Matthew, who says he was born in Bethlehem and lived in Nazareth, and 3 wise men gave him gold and stuff, and he went to Egypt to fulfill a prophecy and came back. Okay, so there's 2 slight differences there, 2 slight differences there. Let's go on to Luke, shall we? Which is the last of the gospels that are based off Mark. So let's go to Luke. Luke, are you here, Luke? Would you tell us the story you wrote down, Luke? Okay. So here we go. This is Luke. Let's see what Luke has to say about the birth of Jesus. Am I an asshole? I feel like I'm an asshole. I don't care. It's fun. Okay. I had Christians bad talking me for being gay my whole life. I can be mean. All right. All right. So, for so much as many have taken, okay, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. The first, it starts off with a letter. Okay. There starts off with a letter. All right. Okay. There was in the day, okay, there was Zechariah, blah, blah, blah. Elizabeth was barren. Okay, so he adds a lot of shit talking about John the Baptist that we don't know. All right. So in this one, an angel comes down to John the Baptist and tells him, I'm just going to read to you the simplified version. The angel said to him, "Don't be afraid, your prayer has been heard, and Elizabeth will have a son. Call him John." So this is about John's birth. So going into a lot more detail about John's birth here, which is funny since the last 2, which were earlier, didn't say anything about it. It's almost like things are being added as it's being copied over and over again. Okay. Zechariah, blah, 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 Zechariah, okay, blah, blah. So they go on for a lot. They go on for a long, long time talking about, okay, when Elizabeth was 6 months pregnant, God sent Gabriel to a city in Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin named Mary, adding the phrase virgin there, by the way, adding the phrase virgin. By the way, if you early translations of the Bible in Greek, actually, it says a young woman named Mary. It doesn't say she was a virgin. The word is mistranslated and actually means a young woman, which was later turned into virgin. Anyway, okay, who was engaged to a man named Joseph. The angel came unto her and said, "Hail Mary, full of grace." And we even get the words of the angels in this one. Wow. We actually get a script for the conversations. It's kind of cool. Hail Mary, full of grace. I'm surprised this writer knew exactly what the angel said, since this writer wasn't even alive when Jesus was around. Okay. Mary was troubled when she saw the angel because she's a whore. I'm sorry. That was rude. Okay, I'm joking. By the way, there's nothing wrong with being a whore. Nothing wrong with sleeping around. The morals at this time were different. The morals at this time were very different. Okay, they were very judgmental of people who slept around. Nothing wrong with sleeping around. Okay, just being a dick. I'm just trying to be a good Christian here. Okay, okay, that's okay. All right, but the angel said, "Don't be afraid. You found favor with God." Um, yeah, okay. And you will name him Jesus. He'll be called the Son of the Highest. I wish that they were high. This may have made this more interesting. Mary said to the angel, "How will this happen since I am a virgin?" Uh-huh. Right, I'm sure you are. Okay. The angel said, "The Holy Ghost will come upon you, and God's power will overshadow you. So the holy thing that you give birth to will be called the Son of God." That sounds almost kind of on a side note here, if you read early versions of this, it could be interpreted as that God assaulted her. Okay, think of the phrasing here. The Holy Ghost will come upon you, and God's power will overshadow you, like dominate you. You're going to be dominated by God. All right. Okay. Your cousin Elizabeth has conceived a son in her old age. Yeah, right. Okay. Um, okay. A son in her old age, and is now in her 6th month of pregnancy. And people called her barren, but nothing is impossible with God. Yeah, right, Matt. It's like I'm not joking. Um, okay. Uh, Shady, hello, Shady. Just to be fair, Shady, if you're here because you're actually a Christian and you're expecting me to to give you a Christian interpretation of this, you might not want to watch this stream. I'm just being respectful to you, Shady. Seriously, I'm not doing this. I'm doing this to make fun of it. I got to tell you. Okay. So I thank you for watching, but if you this is not the stream if you want to if you're looking for actual religious stuff, okay? Um, but if you want to debate, we can. But all right, right. You'd think that God could cure infertility. Okay, so again, when Elizabeth heard Mary's voice, the baby jumped in her womb, and she was filled with the Holy Ghost. Okay, cute. Um, yeah. Okay. Okay. How's the mother, my God, come to visit me? As soon as I hear her voice, may the baby jump in the room. All right. So blah blah blah. Mary, et cetera, and time K. We blah blah blah. Mary goes and actually meets with John the Baptist's wife, which makes no sense because Jesus knew John the Baptist after he was born, and how would they have known each other beforehand? And why would she have traveled all that distance at a time when people didn't travel regularly? Who knows? Regardless, we go on, we go on, we go on. Blah 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 blah. Let's get to more Jesus. Blah 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 blah. All right. So here we go. Okay. Okay. The birth of Jesus. Here we go. So, and it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that the world should be taxed. This actually would happen. Historically, there would be what are they called? Censuses that the Roman Empire would do. They would do censuses. Um I think I no problem with polyamorous relationships, Matt Sag. I'm more power to you. No, I have zero problem with polyamory. Um, it works for some people, so okay. So this actually makes sense. This could have happened. It could be that the Romans did do a census, although we have zero record of them happening around this time. It is possible that this could happen, though there's no record of it. Okay. However, this makes no sense. Okay. And all went to be taxed, everyone into his own city. So everyone had to go back to their home city. Think about that. That makes zero sense historically. Why would the Roman Empire be like, everyone has to get up and go back to their hometown for us to count them? Okay. Makes no sense. Okay. Makes no sense. That would be like mass migrate. Okay, fair. Fair, Shady. Very fair. What was I gonna say to you, Shady? I was gonna say salam to you, Shady. Okay. All right. So, okay. That would make no sense. So why would Luke add that everyone had to go back to their hometown? Because why would any government uproot all their citizens to count them? No, that never would never happen. That's insane. That's completely unworkable. Well, that's because Luke is also trying to prove that Jesus came from Bethlehem. Because remember, the prophecy says that the Savior would come from Bethlehem, so they had to make it seem like Jesus originally his line was from Bethlehem. Um. Uh. Okay. All right. Oh, I know, Matt Saiga, but you can also just say salam. Saying salam, different places in the Islamic world will just say salam. So, uh, assalamu alaikum. I know, but you can also just say salam. Okay. So, how would they know if all the people went there? Exactly. Um, and now I'm technically a card. I love it. Weird amorphous blob. Okay. So, all right. So that's kind of funny. Just as a historical note. And it even says, and Joseph went up from Galilee out of the city. Okay, I'll read the easy version. So Joseph and Mary traveled, hello, Tarbin, from Nazareth to Galilee. So Bethlehem in Judea, since he was descended from David. See, they're trying to emphasize, look, he's descended from David. Okay. Tarbin, welcome back. I'm trying to convert all of you, Tarbin, to the wonder, excuse me, the wonders of Christianity by making fun of the accounts of Jesus's birth. All right. All right. So, okay, the wrapped him in swaddling. Okay, so then this one, Jesus gets born. Okay, Jesus gets born in a manger, according to this one. So in this one, Jesus is actually born in a stable where animals are kept. Yeah, I would really like that gold, myrrh, and incense now, right? Salami, like hello, Meowzord. Okay, and so it is that while they were there, okay. Anyway, so he was born, and then here we get the cute uh story of the shepherds that everyone knows, right? An angel appeared to shepherds nearby, just for shits and giggles, why not? Don't be afraid. By the way, I doubt these shepherds were literate because most people weren't, so I don't know how they ever wrote down that this happened since this was written many years after Jesus died and was passed down orally. Okay, don't be afraid. I have good news for you. A baby was born in Bethlehem who is Christ the Lord. You'll find him wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. Suddenly, a large group of heavenly beings, this is terrifying, by a large group of heavenly beings appeared and said, "Glory to God in the highest, peace on earth, goodwill towards men." Not women, men. Okay. The shepherds said to each other, not non binary people, by the way. Exactly so, Gal. The shepherds said to each other, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing." Okay. Well, I don't know why you'd. Okay. They went there and found Mary, Joseph, and the baby lying in a manger. I guess they were all. Oh, I know, Dolly Boy. Okay. After they saw it, they told everyone about it, and everyone who heard it wondered about it. But Mary thought about all these things in her heart. And when Jesus was 8 days old, he was circumcised and named Jesus. Poor Jesus. Poor Jesus. All right. Poor Jesus getting circumcised. By the way, let's not mutilate our children's genitalia. Do what you want. Okay, parents can do what they want. I'm just saying, just think about it before you do it. Just think about it. Okay, just take a second. All right. Okay. Um, because it's written that that male. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Now notice, guys, it says this because it's written every male that comes out of a womb is holy to God. It does not say uh Meowzord. So in this version, Meowzord, it is God that names him Jesus. Mary names him Jesus in the other two. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how all the different accounts are different. Um yeah. Exactly, Matt Sci guy. The children should decide people should decide if they want to be circumcised. I don't think that should be decided by someone else. We can debate that. All right. So, all right. What was I going to say here? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. So apparently only males that come out of a womb are holy to God, not women. Not women, only males. And then they ended up sacrificing 2 doves. All right. There you go. So those are the three accounts. It is, Meowser, the 3 accounts of Jesus' birth. There is one last one that I'm going to read to you. Now, this one, okay, this one is John. The first 3 gospels are all kind of copied off Mark a bit with some stuff added, some kind of magical, scary stuff added. The last one is like completely different. John is called uh it's not considered one of the core gospels. It's sort of an add-on gospel. It seems to be out of nowhere and it was written by I believe was it a physician? I don't forget who wrote it. Whoever wrote it had a very different perspective. And it's very different, but it's not based off any of the earlier ones. It's kind of new. All right. See you, Matt Sci Guy. All right. So, so they talk about okay, a bunch of conversation here. They bought a conversation here about John the Baptist, and there is zero anything here about nothing here about his birth. None. None, none, none. Not a damn thing here about Jesus's birth. All it says is um that Jesus was born of God and he came out of nowhere. That's literally all it says. It basically says, uh, okay. And it also says that anyone who receives God has the power to become the son of God. So you see what I mean? Kind of a different story from the other ones. Basically, oh, anyone can be the son of God. By the way, the other ones never even said he was the son of God. They said he was created by the Holy Spirit, and then the first one never even mentioned that. So there you go. Those are the 3 accounts of Exactly, Meowzord. That is exactly what I was saying earlier, is that I expect Mary and Joseph got an unpleasant surprise, and they needed a reason because at the time, you would not have one have had that unpleasant surprise without first being married. Okay. Anyway, so there you go, guys. Those are the 4 accounts of Jesus's birth, which we are celebrating. Um, 4 accounts of Jesus's birth that we are celebrating. That is fair, Shady. Uh, all right. Okay. So there we go, guys. Isn't that lovely? The 4 accounts of Jesus' birth. Now, another fun thing here. So again, folks, Bible not terribly reliable. 4 different stories. 4 different stories, each of them different. The earliest one barely tells us anything. Kind of makes you wonder if it's really reliable as a source for any sort of historic anything. For those who came in here after the beginning, let me just remind all of you. We're approaching this from 2 directions. Right now, I'm approaching it from what's called an etic perspective. We are looking at it from an outsider's cold analytical perspective. After that, we're going to look at it from an emic perspective. Um, exactly, Meowzord, right? Shocking. Okay. Okay. Um, so after this, we're going to look at it from a more positive perspective, as in like what it means to people who celebrate Christmas. But I'm just approaching it from an asshole atheist perspective at the moment because I feel like it. Okay. So that's an outsider's perspective. Now, some other things we can talk about from an etic perspective when it comes to Christmas is Malzord, it was passed down orally, apparently. So, very reliable oral knowledge transmitted and then copied hundreds and hundreds of times. Okay. So let's go to this. Okay. Another fun thing about Christmas is the fact that a lot of it's basically stolen from pagans. So, first of all, we have no idea when Jesus would have been born, if he was born. Like, there's half of historians think that Jesus actually existed. Another half say no, he didn't really exist. Weirdly enough, I side with the ones that say he did exist. I think there's enough evidence to show that there was someone named Jesus. I don't believe any of the magic stuff, but okay. Also, on another side note here, folks, there were apparently, according to lots of other books and documents at the time, there were tons of people who were God walking around. I mean, apparently at the time it was common. Like there were Caesars who were viewed as gone. Okay. Yeah, I agree, Meowsword. I think that he did exist as a normal, nice guy. And I think Jesus was probably a really nice guy. I just don't think he was magical. Um, but okay. Apparently, there were lots of gods walking around. Apparently, God came down multiple times. If you read like any of the accounts of like the Greek gods or the Roman gods or like Achilles or Hercules or all these average people who were born from gods and then became the children of gods, like everyone there apparently it was common. So Jesus was not particularly special in that regard. Also, apparently also, yeah, and apparently um okay. Yeah, apparently, there were dead people were coming back to life all the time at this time too. And even in the Bible, by the way, there's a story called the story of Lazarus, where this friend of Jesus that Jesus apparently resurrects from the dead. So I guess apparently coming back from life is pretty commonplace too. There are actually several stories in the Bible where people come back to life, and lots of other stories all across the Mediterranean where people come back to life. So apparently that was sort of a commonplace thing at the time, which in that case, I guess Jesus wasn't that special, so why is he the son of God? Okay. All right, moving on. Let's go on. So, some of the pagan things about Christmas, some of the cute pagan. Okay, first of all, this. Oh, of course they do. So, Cal, they also claim that. Wreaths, all right? A wreath. A wreath is cute, isn't it? A wreath is cute. Now, a wreath, so this is a Christmas thing, right? If you guys see wreaths, wreaths are an extremely pagan thing. It's the idea of like the cycle of the seasons and nature, how, everything is a cycle, you go through seasons, which is very much a pagan European thing. that when Christianity was being spread around, they would often do syncretize things in order to get more pagans to believe in Christianity. They would sort of integrate pagan beliefs into mainstream Christianity in order to make it more palatable to pagans, okay, to Druidic peoples, uh, uh, polytheist, spiritual, nature-based people. Okay, bro moment. So this would be what that's what the wreath is. It comes from pagan tradition. It's sort of I actually think it's cool. If you think of it that way, it's very cool. The idea of a lot of pagan traditions view time as a circular thing. You know, it's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's a cycle, and you go through these cycles of birth, death, rebirth, things like that, or you go through a cycle of the seasons. Makes sense. It's taken from the pagans. All right, taken from the pagans. Also, Santa Claus. Santa Claus. Now, first of all, if you were to just to look here at Santa Claus, first of all, one thing here, holly. You know holly? Holly, this thing in his hair. It's a kind of plant that we associate with the holidays. Holly was a very important ingredient to like various rituals that pagans and stuff would do. Holly was viewed as sort of a holy plant. It was viewed as a medicinal plant. Um, there you go, Meowsword, okay? So holly is everywhere, also taken from pagans. Also, the very idea of Santa Claus is very much derived from sort of pagan ideas. What do I mean by that? So yeah, he derives from yeah, oh, totally, bro. I'm going to mention that, bro. Moment. It derives from the idea of a guy named Saint Nick, who, by the way, was Turkish. So if you really want to be honest, the original Santa Claus would have been brown skinned. Regardless, uh, at the time when Christianity was spreading around, the people they were spreading these beliefs to were polytheists. They believed in multiple gods, and they believed that the gods were in their worlds and interacted with them. It is hard to convince a polytheist who is used to believing that gods are actually physically in the world with them and can interact with them. It is hard to convince them to behave in a certain way unless they think that there are entities that are around that they can interact with. So the Catholic Church started creating all these saints, these entities out that you can literally experience out in the real world that are not God, because that would be a violation of Christianity, but kind of act as real life entities that can come find you if you're being bad or can reward you if you're being good. Santa Claus, Saint Nick, one of those ideas. Think about it. Like, he'll bring you toys if you're good and punish you if you're bad. And it's very much like a real life God that a polytheist would believe in. Not to mention the notion here of like the holly and all the other crap. Now, the funny thing here, folks, is that Santa Claus was originally not fat. Santa Claus was very thin, was thin. There was no reason to make him fat. Here's where we get some more of how our economic system affects things. He was changed by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is the reason we view Santa Claus as fat. All right. They did this. This is, I believe, the original. Well, this might not be the exact original, but these are one of the originals. This is the image they created of Santa Claus. He's a big guy. He looks friendly. He has a red nose, and cheeks. By the way, it is factual that psychologically, people that have a red nose or red cheeks are more likely to make you laugh. There's been studies on this that red nose, red cheeks, like you're more likely to laugh at someone who has those traits, which is one of the reasons why clowns wear red noses. And this is cross cultural. So having a ruddy face, exactly, Dolly Boy, makes people feel good. Like they're less intimidated around you. On a side note, it's also kind of funny because that's what you do if you have alcohol. You get a red face. So I guess Santa Claus is just drunk all the time. So anyway, they introduced Santa Claus as having a red face. Okay. Um, yeah, there you go, Mithril. You should, right? Of course, the Christians want to do that. But all right. And they made him bigger. And so the image of Santa Claus we have today literally was created by Coke. Cheers. So that's fun. Didn't used to be look like that. And there are other versions. There's also like Krampus. You're right, SoCal, but I should say Coke. Maybe okay. Coca-Cola made him this jolly figure and things like that. And maybe the fatness came earlier, but definitely what we think of Santa Claus today came from Coca-Cola. All right. They made him red. That's another thing they did. They made him red. Maybe got to look up the exact details there. Okay. So Santa Claus. So let's look up Krampus. The Germans and some people in Europe have a different version of Santa Claus. So this is this is very German. This is the German version, kind of. I mean, this is like the bad Santa. If you're a bad child, Krampus will come for you and will punish you badly. And Krampus is very scary, and he will take you with him, right? So anyway, it can also be a very negative thing. Krampus is a different version of this, and he has like a stick to hit you with, to beat children with if they're bad. Anyway, so that's fun. Another fun thing here, if you want me to be more dark about this, does anyone here ever had kids and then they go to NORAD? So I don't know if you guys know this. NORAD, I bet it's up right now. I'll show it to you. NORAD, here we go. NORAD tracks Santa Claus. Do you guys know about this? NORAD, the North. This is a run by the American government and by the American military, and they do this thing every year where they let kids track Santa Claus. Thank you, Nin. Thank you very much, Nin Gestre. The Lord of Fools approves your good work and your impeccable Oh, Nin, you know how to make me happy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that donation, really. Okay. I love the Lord of Fools, by the way. Okay. Love that idea. So, all right. Um, what was I gonna say? Yes. So NORAD, which is run by the American military, by the way, has this website where children can go to see where Santa Claus is in the sky. Now, what's funny about this is that it is basically pure propaganda. It is a way of luring children and adults into a government military website and showing you how cool the government and the military is. So, of course, anything needs to be exploited by doing this. Now, when I was a kid, my parents would show this to me, and it was cute. And it's not like I knew what it was, but it is kind of dark to think about it as an adult that, they kind of lure you into this website to track Santa. And by the way, this is our tax dollars being spent to put up a website where you track Santa. I'm just saying, maybe he might bomb Santa. He might bomb Santa, Doug. Okay. So this is just something that kind of annoyed me a little bit about this whole deal. And not to mention, folks, the fact that Christmas, if you're a Christmas employee, if you're working on Christmas in a retail, you're going through hell. So we can never forget during the Christmas season the amount of suffering that retail workers are going through, having to work long hours, be treated like crap by their employers and by consumers, and the fact that they're not getting paid much for it, and they often have to be away from family during the holidays. So, all right, you all know the rest of this. The commercialization of Christmas, how capitalism has sort of integrated it into its system of exploitation and things like that. Um, Miss Will. Okay. There you go, Dolly Boy. As Dolly Boy is saying, what do you mean? I love working Christmas Eve and Boxing Day until 6. I'm sure you do, Dolly Boy. I'm sure you don't like being like a human, and being able to leave your place of employment. I'm sure that's great for you, Dolly Boy. Mm, everyone order a kilt from Dolly Boy, okay? Well, no, because then Dolly Boy would have to do more work. All right. So, all right. So there you go. There's some critiques of Christmas for you. Let us now talk. You probably will all leave now because you're like, I don't want to hear the positive things, right? Let's talk about The pay cut. Also, thank you, non-tippers, for supporting the pay cut from ever I deliver food to your door. It's always a Ninjestra, don't you love it? Don't you love it, Ninjestra? Ah, horrific. Um, love that. Love that. The tipping culture in the United States is horrible, Ninjestra. Really is. Okay. Mm. So let's go on to some of the. Oh wait, one last thing. Christmas tree. Pagan holiday. Now, the Christmas tree is also a pagan thing. The Christmas tree is almost entirely pagan. Uh, so I'm trying to fear here. Yeah, so these trees were used to decorate homes for the winter solstice by pagans, and then Queen Victoria adopted it, and it became very fashionable for Christians. So anyway, so the Christmas tree is also a completely pagan thing that Christians integrated into their shit. Okay. All right. So everyone can thank Mithril for the contributions of his tribe. Um, okay. To Christmas. Okay. Ooh, I'm just dying here. So let's do an emic perspective now, right? I'm going to put my face up now that I've bashed Christmas, bashed the idea of the birth of Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're right, Dolly Boy. It was also her German husband that did it. Okay. So it is okay to enjoy Christmas. It is. Please. Every culture on the planet has holidays. Every culture on the planet has excuses for being around family, feeling. There's a German word that there is not an English equivalent to it, and the German word is Gemütlichkeit. That feeling you get when you're around friends and family. There's not really a good English word for it. It's like that nice warm feeling you get around family when you're sharing a meal together, when you're just being yourselves or whatever it may be. And holidays are great at creating a good sense of Gemütlichkeit. Even though, so from an emic perspective, yeah, it's a great celebration where you get to be around family and friends. It gives everyone an excuse to be together. It allows us to have some days off. If you want to talk about, I know not everyone gets it off, but I support it. I support the idea of holidays. Why not? Even if I don't believe in the religious aspects of the holiday, I do not. I like Christmas. I like cooking good food. I like eating good food. I like being around people I love. I like it's pretty. I think all the lights are gorgeous. Don't do we all who here likes Christmas lights? There's something about Christmas lights, especially when like you're in the dark the dark winter months that are really nice. Uh when we're living in dark during a dark season, it can lead to more depression, more sadness, and to an extent, I think like the holiday season helps alleviate some of that by adding more light, more jolly, more fun, whatever. Okay, it's shiny, it's nice, it's pretty. Okay, so we obviously, so from an emic perspective, who cares? Who cares about the etic perspective? When I'm eating with my family around the dinner table on Christmas, I am not thinking about the four gospels and how they're all a bunch of bullshit. I'm not thinking about the pagan traditions and shit. Most traditions are an amalgamation of other traditions. Doesn't make it any less of a tradition, and it's fun. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. Even for those who don't celebrate Christmas, there's nothing wrong with not celebrating Christmas. Okay, find joy where you can. Find joy where you can. Yeah, I'd argue humans enjoy a nice year in review celebration. I agree, Meowzord. Might as well. Um, there you go, bruh moment. Why not? Right? Have fun. Get some free food. It is SoCal. It is a celebration of the sun. It is SoCal. So I don't. I know I can often be a Debbie Downer about a lot of things because I coldly analyze things that bring people joy. I'm not trying to take that away from anyone, and I don't want anyone to feel that I'm taking it away from them. I want you to be joyful, and I want you to enjoy your holidays if that is something. Hello, I am Daryl. If that is something you're into, okay. Little Bit Vic. Hello, Little Bit Vic. Even Yule had some Norse religion. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, Little Bit Vic. Like, enjoy Yule, enjoy your holidays. Okay, so I just want to add that. I know I'm a kind of a dick from how I was talking about it all, but it doesn't mean you can't. That's fair, SoCal. Okay, that doesn't mean you can't have fun and enjoy yourself. It's kind of a human thing. We love feasts. We love getting together. We love excuses to celebrate. Okay. So there's my little thing at the end there. All right. And if you are aware of some of the things that were added on to Christmas that you don't want to participate in, you don't have to participate in those things. You don't have to do gift giving. You don't have to engage in the capitalist consumption if you don't want to. Um, we need a national racial identity so we can keep our traditions. Meowsword, everyone, Meowsword's joking. Meowsword, you asshole. Okay, you know that's not true. Okay, um, okay, doesn't matter. Who cares? All right, enjoy yourselves. You only live once. Have a good time, and especially during these dark days. Also, I will say, even though I'm an atheist, I want to throw something else out there. I'm gonna sound like I'm preaching to all of you. Christmas. I'm gonna sound like I'm coming from a wonderful life. All right, or I'm coming from a Christmas Carol. Um, there you go. So this is PSA. Uh, don't let your um, don't let your BPD addled brain turn a coworker into your. Oh my God, your FP. What does that mean? FP. Your forgive me. What does FP mean for Raccoon Boy? Okay, so it is also the case. Okay, hello, Soup Cheese. How you doing? Okay, it is also the case, folks, that around the Christmas time, around the holiday season, there is an uptick in uh how do I phrase this? I don't know if I can say this on YouTube. Self-harm, people hurting themselves, often in ways that lead to death. Okay? The holiday season can be a dark time for people who don't have connections to family or friends, to are been have been excluded by the economic system, who are living in poverty. And I would say, even from a non-religious perspective, that this is a time to help your neighbor. Just functionally, if you want to save lives, be kind to the people around you during these dark months where we should be hibernating, but we're not. There you go, depression-related incidents. So it is a good time to be a good person. Let's put it that way. You will do a great deal of good, whether you believe in a God or not, by being kind to people. Just say the Samaritans have a massive increase in calls. Say, "Oh, there you go." Okay, you're right, the Samaritans. All right. Okay. Um, yeah, you're right. That's a good point, Mithril. The Samaritans do have a massive increase in calls. All right. So just something else to think about. And I think one of the really unfortunate things about how capitalism has distorted the holiday Christmas is how they've made it about things, buying things, and have made it less about, you know, something that is actually beneficial for society. Okay. All right. You see what I mean? Okay, enough of that. Enough of that sappy shit. There is my take on Christmas, and I want all of you to enjoy yourselves. Okay, even if you don't, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, you can still enjoy your day. Okay, just enjoy living. Whatever. Okay, who cares if it's not real? All right. All right. Hey, there we go. There's our little take on Christmas. It's a very human practice to have holidays, etc. Now, for those who came in late, I am currently eating Stollen bread. I know Meowsword keeps yelling at me because I lied to all of you and said I would do a second stream about cookies and baking and stuff. I will eventually, but this is Stollen cake. It is a German, not cake, German Stollen bread. It is a German bread that is made with nuts, fruits, and then baked with a bunch of nuts and fruits in it. It is not fruit cake. It is no Stollen. Okay, there you go, Meowsword. Me too. I love playing video games on Christmas. And playing Steam for yeah, totally, Meowsword. I often play a lot of video games at Christmas. So this is very delicious. I recommend people try it. It's another old recipe of ours. I'm really considering starting like a bakery because my family has a bunch of old recipes that are really good, apparently. Uh, mm, so good. Okay. So,
I have. I like, um, I like Makovix. I don't know how to pronounce it, Mouser, but I know I've had it before, yes. Oh, it is so good, Mouser. I'll show you all what it is here. Stuhlenbread. I can't remember how to spell it. Oh, that's right. This is what it looks like. Now, the one, my father made that I'm currently eating, it looks like this. I'll show it to you. It is yeah, that's insane, Mithril. And, like, there's also a pressure to spend during Christmas. And there's, like, social pressures, like, if you don't get this person a present, you must not like them. And that is all very pro-capitalism, right? The idea that if you don't get someone a present, you forgot about them and that's rude. And I know it's like a lot of boomers, like especially, have that idea, or a lot of older people have that idea. It's like, who cares? Like completely missing the point, right? So the pressure too for people to spend is really frustrating. So here it is. Um, this is yeah, it's very good, Meowsord. This is stolen bread, has fruit in it, has nuts in it, and then it is typically topped with a sort of a hardened powdered sugar, or you can also put a glaze on it, or you don't have to put any glaze. Mine doesn't have any glaze, but it's very good. Very good. Yeah, Mithril, I will say some kinds of Stollen are very dense, so not everyone likes Stollen. Okay. Um, the one I make isn't that dense. So let me show you. So here, this. Oh my God, that looks amazing, Meowser. Yes, look at that. Look at that. Yes. Ha ha ha. Yep, this literally is Stollen, Meowser. This is great. Um, that's very dense Stollen, okay. Now my Stollen isn't that dense, but this looks delicious though to me, okay? So Stollen bed is delicious, if anyone's interested in Stollen, okay? Highly recommend. Les Mis, exactly, Nin. Um, it looks mad good. I do like it. I'm an American raccoon boy, of course I like a good glaze, alright? Like, the more sugar, the better, alright? Make my blood vessels scream for help, alright? Please. Nothing makes me more excited. Okay. Uh, where's Javert? So, guys, thank you for everyone who has donated. I know Nin donated. Thank you, Nin. Have you've been in here before, haven't you, Nin? Is this your first stream with the Jester? With the Jester, that sounded selfish. And with the first stream with first casual revolt stream. That is, I don't like dark rye bread, Mithril. Interesting. So, uh, what was I going to say? I completely lost my train of thought here. What else do other people make? Are there any other people in the Are there any is there anyone else in the audience who makes things that are, uh oh, very cool, Nin, love it. Love it. Little bit Vic, have you been in here before? I don't think I've seen you in here. By the way, I love your dragon symbol, Little Bit Nick. Making my exact there you go, Little Bit Vic, okay. What's my take on sourdough? I actually, weirdly enough, I am Daryl, I like sourdough, I gotta tell you. It depends, it can be overdone. Okay. Okay, I got you, Little Bit Vic, okay, well, thank you, a Little Bit Vic. I like sourdough. You know what? I'm gonna ask everyone a question here. I'm gonna ask everyone on the YouTube chat, do you like sourdough? Do you like sourdough? Start the poll. Oh, I got it, Little Big Vic, love it. Hey, you might as well. Me too, and I'm also American and poor, so I totally get it. Um, no, it's not. No, we're not. So, guys, look, hey, look at that, bruh moment. Look at that. The YouTube thing says 71% like sourdough. So, okay, Little Bit Vic, well, you should have some more Little Bit Vic so you can have an opinion because it's good. I think so, a little bit. Okay. Oh, that's amazing. I am Daryl. I would love that. I would love a professionally baked sourdough. Gotta love a good sourdough. Okay. Um, would love that crap. Uh, for those, by the way, for those who is this first stream, so this is Casual Revolt, right? If you want to become a member, you can be a member for as little as 99 cents a month. Get access to a cute little Jester hat and emoji next to your name. Anyone come watch anytime. You don't have to donate, but just throwing that out there. Normally, I stream every day except for Wednesdays and Sundays. My streams are a mix of education, politics, and cultural stuff.
Anyone's interested. I'm dressed like a jester because the jesters historically were the ones who are responsible for making fun of people in power and criticizing the elites and the powerful. And that's what we mainly do on this stream. But this is a special Christmassy stream where we kind of do all of it because I'm trained as an anthropologist and a historian. So I like talking about culture and history, whatever. Okay, I'm done. I'll shut up now. Yeah, it's raccoon boy. I love banana bread. Love banana bread. Good banana bread. Now, sometimes it can give you a how do I say this? It can give you some issues intestinally, depending on who makes it. I'm just saying, but it's very good. Let's put it that way. And do anyone here like challah? Challah. It's a Jewish form of bread. Um, Oh my God, Meowsword, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. You're not the first one. I need to set up a PO box. Okay, yeah, right. Um, good Ninjester. I love it. Okay, British, but I love Christmas pudding doused in brandy. Oh my God, and set fire to that. Oh my God, Mithril, I do too. I've had it before too. I love a good English Christmas pudding. Love it. Um, oh right. Oh, ciabatta are amazing. I love ciabatta. I like lots of different breads, okay? Your mom used to make fruitcake every year, Doug. I love it. I've never been a big fan of fruitcake, even though I like Stollen because fruitcake has always been a bit too dense for me, but I get the draw. I think it's a good kind of bread. Whatever. It's good, all right? So, oh, well, good little bit, Vic, then you're in the right place. You're in the right place. Who bribed you to say that little bit, Vic? Oh, you're making me feel so. Are you a politician? Are you accepting bribes? Because you're making. Oh, thank you. You're so kind, little bit, Vic. All right. So, not Christmas, but one of my favorite pastries. I've never had that, Meowsord. On. All right. And folks, if you are watching, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I have not been doing this very long. I've been doing it for, oh, you're a cute little nice dragon. I love it. I love it. Gotta love a dragon. Um, I've not been live streaming very long. I've been live streaming for about 4 months. So I'm trying to grow my community. So anyone new in here, please also, if you would like to, by the way, once in a while I do a little self promotion. My regulars know that I don't do it often. I probably should do it more. I'm going to look up what Meowser sent us. Please join our Discord community. We have a fast growing Discord community and really nice Discord community. I'm not just saying that. It's really a very kind Discord community. A rich flaking and caramelized pastry that originated in the Brittany. I have never had this. It looks delicious, Meowsord. It looks delicious. Oh my God. It's so, rich, flaky, and caramelized pastry that originated in the Brittany region of France around 1860. You're right, Ninjas, or they do. Oh, please send over the horde, okay? Disgustingly promotes his channel. Yuck, what a capitalist. How dare you, Matt Sai guy? Or should I say you're a smart guy for the people who are here that don't know who I'm talking about? How dare you, Cheese Soup? Cheese Soup, I spite you. I spite you with my thoughts. I spite you down. I cast you down amongst the reeds. Um, uh, okay. Hey, well, a little bit, Vic. You got to see maybe, a little bit, Vic. I'm going to, would you link to me your channel? I will actually take a look at it at some point. For those, though, who are part, or what we could do here is what I'm going to do, folks, for those who are new in the chat, please join our Discord. I know I keep saying this. I can't emphasize it enough, though. We have a great Discord community. Even if you don't watch my streams, it's a very kind just Discord community. Honestly, like the nicest I've ever been in. I'm not just saying that for the sake of self-promotion. You can ask the people here. Now, they're going to defy me and they're going to say, no, it's awful. But that's because there are a bunch of hateful little monsters who don't listen to their cult leader and who are disobedient all the time. And I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Okay. Okay, generate a new link. Here is the link for the Discord if you're interested. Forgive me a little bit. This probably reveals it. What is TTRPG? I know what an RPG is, but what is TTRPG? I am a gamer myself a little bit, Vic, but I don't know what TT stands for. There's a link to our Discord. Please join it. It's like a digital panopticon. There you go. I love tabletop. First of all, I like tabletop games. I also love role-playing games. So I would love that. Yeah, exactly. We got a lot of D&D people here. little bit Vic. We got a lot of people who like that sort of thing. Um, she often allow forgive the Vic streams a bit. She often allows a jester to have his say. Oh, how kind. Well, that's always good. That's always a good thing. Okay, we us jesters need more of a say, right? So that the goddamn king doesn't get a bit too full of himself. Now, we okay, so this looks delicious, Meowsword. Anyone else have anything they make for Christmas that you want us to look at on stream? I really want the thing that Meowsword sent. It looks delicious. Um, Also, in the meantime, since I won't be streaming for as long as I normally do today, but real fast, and I know it's the holiday season, and I don't want to ruin anyone's mood. Has there been any updates with the Epstein file shit? Any more horrific details we need to parse out? I'm just curious. Have we missed anything? Dirt rally's fun, though, okay. Have we missed anything fun that we need to make fun of? What is do we have any I mean, I'm sure we've missed something. You know what? We'll hold off on that, but oh, that looks so good, though. I want that. All right, real fast here. I'm gonna check the news because, Americans are sending Trump a message, "Take care of the economy." That's cute. No, but Stratford shout oatcakes for breakfast are a must on Xmas Day. I have never had that, Mithril. I wanna try it. I'm gonna try that. What do I need to try, Raccoon Boyo? Right, I know. The Mango Mussolini and his, Crimbus gift of allegations was grim but appreciated. I agree, Nin Jester. I agree. I'm just gonna call you Nin. Is that okay? Or can I call you Jester Nin? Because I don't wanna disrespect a fellow jester. Uh, you know, so, let's see here. Rice pudding tastes like Christmas to me. Hey, that's okay, Raccoon Boyo. Anything can taste like Christmas. Um, 'Kay, anything can taste like Christmas. Oh, Trump says Colbert is a dead man walking and CBS should put him to sleep now. Oh, Meowsard, I'm sure that's not a dog whistle for assassination, right? After what we read in those documents about the apparently, that may have been assassinations. Although, of course, we can't verify because you know how suspicious I am of any documents. Regardless, that doesn't sound like a veiled threat, does it, Meowsard? Not at all. Love that for us. Okay, Mithril, are like Gillette, but pan fried in butter. Oh, I love that, Mithril. That sounds amazing. Love that. Um, of course, just hyperbole, Mauser, not stochastic terrorism, where you indicate that you want your followers to do something without directly telling them to do it. Okay, so all right. Though maybe it's possible, Mauser, he might not be competent enough to know he's doing it, but he's doing it regardless. Because, Trump, the one who said that we can nuke a hurricane. So moving on. Oh, right. Anything can taste like Christmas. Such a teacher way of dismissing a take. Raccoon Boy, I'm sorry. Did I not give you the attention you wanted? Should I have been like, ew, rice pudding? That's Christmas? What's wrong with you, Raccoon Boy? You have the worst take ever. I am so judgmental of your liking of rice pudding and how it's Christmas flavored. You are a heathen, Raccoon Boyo. You know nothing about Christmas. Okay, no, I'm not going to say that, Raccoon Boyo, because I love you, Raccoon Boyo, and I would never disrespect you in that way. Even if it's true, I would never disrespect you in that way. And of course, Raccoon Boyo, you know me. You know I'm joking when I call you a heathen and stuff. Okay, anyway. All right. Rice pudding is definitely right. Thank you, Weirdomorphous Blob. Okay, fine, Raccoon Boyo, then fine. It's disgusting. There's something wrong with you, Raccoon Boyo, there. I aim to please Raccoon Boyo. All right. Um, oof, pan fried in butter. That sounds amazing. And you called me the politician. uh, I called you the politician. What do you mean? Okay. Oh, yes, because I said I got you. Yes. I mean, what can I say? All right. Christmas tastes like Christmas tree sawdust. Cheese soup. This is not the Soviet Union. We are not okay. I know. Don't get mad at me, Weirdomorphous Blob. I'm just making a joke. I'm making a joke there about how well, actually, I don't think it was not only the Soviet Union, how they sometimes would mix sawdust in their bread because they were starving. I'm not saying it's the Soviet Union's fault. Anyway, all right. It would happen lots of places. Okay. Christmas tastes like Christmas tree sawdust. Yeah, well, that's true. It also, yeah. Okay. You are a heathen, right, Mithril? Okay, Mithril, you heathen. Okay. All right. Uh, what is the correct so mithril, is pagan a like, is that a bad word these days? Because 'Cause I've heard people say different things. Ooh, I like some pine flavored aperitif. That sounds very much like you, Malzord, and your fancy drinks. I love it. Um, yeah, thank you, Wordamorphous Blob. I hope you know that was my point. I was just referring to one example. It happens everywhere. Okay, it happens everywhere. All right. Okay, pagan is fine. Okay, I thought so, Mithril, because I know that that's what the Christians like to call pagan, but they say it like pagan. Um, I really hate this time of year because that of SMTH, that something that oh no, Raccoon Boy. Oh, I hope it wasn't too bad. Okay, guys. So look, you guys remember what I said about how they track Santa on NORAD? Look at this shit. Even on CNN at the top of the page, it says track Santa with NORAD as he makes his way across the globe. Oh, I'm sure that's not propaganda for the Pentagon. All right. God love that. By the way, Ninjester, look, I even have a little staff. Now, the people here have never seen me use my staff. Um, yeah, I know exactly, which is what I do a little bit, Vic. But I am careful about it because I am respectful. Hi, Ninjest of the Jesterian Order. There are many ways to refer to me properly. The funnier, the better. All right. Uh, I'll think of a good one, Ninjester. I'll think of a good one. I'll think of something very good. Of course, it is so, Cal. It is grooming. It is grooming. You failed a class? Okay, guys, I'm getting off track here. Oh, I know. You're right, Mithril. Fascists love the Norse gods, and they completely misunderstand the Norse gods. You know what I think is funny? You know what I think is funny, Mithril, is that, Hitler and all of those loonies, they, the Norse had this. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put my face up. Let's do a little fun history. The Norse religion had this idea that the end times were eventually going to come and that the Norse gods would have to fight to the death, essentially, um, and that they would lose. That the Norse gods would eventually have to fight the Fenrir and what's the name of the serpent? You may know this, Mithril. The name of the serpent around the globe. I'm having a mind blank. Anyway, they would have to fight these bad beings, and they would lose. It was almost destined that they would be defeated. Uh, and yeah, thank you, Yomongandr. Thank you. That it was destined for them to be defeated, and yet they trained every day of their lives essentially to fight this battle, knowing that they would be defeated in what was called the Götterdämmerung. Um, the Götterdämmerung. Now, funny though, then that the Nazis are like super into this shit, even though that doesn't that imply you're going to lose. And as a matter of fact, there are some historians who theorize that the Third Reich, and I honestly I don't take this point of view as a historian. I don't think they were self-destructive in that way. I don't think they were planning for self-destruction. Some historians would say that it was almost a suicidal venture what they did, that they knew that they would lose and they were okay with it. I don't buy that, but you can understand why, right? And even when Hitler was um when he thought he was about to be defeated and he was in Berlin, cowering like a little bitch baby in his in his bunker. I really God, I wish the Soviets would have caught him. Wouldn't we all have loved to see that body displayed in the streets? Anyway, he basically said when he realized that Berlin was lost, he got very angry and he said, "Well, the Germans have proved themselves racially inferior." They did, Mithril. That the Germans have proved themselves racially inferior, so they all deserve to die. What we should do is we should just raise Berlin and destroy all of Germany, which is kind of like an end times type scenario, which is I think hilarious, just because for the people who think that Hitler loved the Germans, he wanted at the end he was like, the Germans are inferior," because that's what fascists do. They'll always find someone to be inferior, and eventually they'll kill everyone except themselves. Anyway, so that's good. And also another funny story here, folks. Another fun Nazi Christmas story. Okay, Hitler's favorite opera was Wagner. He loved the Nibelungen, the Ring, the one about the ring by Wagner. Yeah, see you in Valhalla, Charlie. Right? Yeah, sword. Uh, yep, of course, little bit, but the leopards won't eat my face. Okay, He used to love Wagner, the opera, the Ring Cycle, which was a very long Wagnerian opera. Yeah, I wonder, right, bro moment? And just to show you how the people around Hitler were just a bunch of thugs, literally. He would force some of the top SA stormtroopers, Sturmabteilung, they were called, to go to the opera with him because he thought that they needed some more German culture. So he would force them to go with him to these operas of Wagner, and he would get so pissed off because they were a bunch of brutes. They don't care about opera. They would not be able to sit through the whole thing. They would get into fights. They would fall asleep, and he would always get so pissed off. He's like, "Oh my god, these Nazis just won't stop punching each other and falling asleep. Why aren't they more respectful of the opera?" Okay, well, Hitler, it's because you're a Nazi and you brought a bunch of Nazi thugs to an opera, and you're like weird, so you like it, but they don't because they're just a bunch of monstrous thugs who like beating people up. Anyway, I always thought that was funny. Yeah, we will take the reins from here. See you in Valhalla. Yeah, right. Goebbels. When my little lampins are the lumpins are right where the Morbus blob. So anyway, I just thought that was funny. It's like, what do you expect bringing Nazis to an opera? You're gonna think it's gonna be like they're all gonna be like, oh, it's so deep and I love it so much. No, they're not. Okay, they're gonna get bored. All right. Okay. Um, Replace Hitler with Kirk. Hey, Raccoon Boyo. All right. I didn't say it, but you said it, Raccoon Boyo. All right. So, where is Santa Claus now? I'm gonna check again. Let's check NORAD. But yeah, was shocking, right, Little Big Vic? Who would have thought that a bunch of Nazi thugs who beat up people would not be very good guests to have at an opera? All right. Okay. Where's Santa Claus according to NORAD? I'm surprised it doesn't have an ad on it that's like "Join the military, child." But it doesn't. It just has Santa Claus. There he is. Oh, look, I don't know where is he now. Hope he's not going over Ukraine for his sake. Um, where is he? Is he going over? Oh God. Well, he's going over Turkey. Okay, he's going over Turkey apparently. By the way, of course, the original Santa Claus being Saint Nick, who was actually Turkish and had dark skin, was not white. Um, yeah. Oh, I know, bruh moment. It's nonsense. That's because bruh moment. They always equate they love war metaphors, right? The right wing loves war metaphors. So Charlie Kirk, of course, was going to Valhalla, even though he was not a warrior, which is what the Norse would have believed. Um, because they like turning anything into a war metaphor. It's a war against, a war against drugs. It's a war against terrorism. It's a war against. You see what I mean? Everything is a war. A war against liberals and trans people and whatever other hell else they come up with to yell at. Yeah, I know, little mine too, a little bit, Vic. My parents used to show it to me too. And my thought here, it's basically military propaganda. Now, a kid wouldn't know that, but it is funny that the military uses our tax dollars to put up a site where you can track Santa Claus. Okay. Um, okay, now wait a minute, guys. Did you hear this news? This is breaking news. I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna put it up. Breaking news here, folks. Oh my God, you're so right, Jonas. You're so right. Hello, Jonas. By the way, guys, everyone, today is Jonas's birthday. Happy birthday, Jonas. Happy birthday, dear Jonas. Happy birthday to you. And many more. If you want many more, given how the state of the world, Jonas, you might not want many more, but I'm going to say you want many more. But if you don't, I don't want to torture you, but still. Okay. Happy birthday, Jonas. Happy birthday, Jonas. All right. Um, you made Skylar White blush with envy. Oh, thank you, Raccoon Boyo. Okay. That's my goal. Blush with envy. So here's the breaking news I just discovered by going to CNN. By the way, don't fully trust CNN. It's better than a lot of the right wing sources. Still not perfect. This is a corporate news source. Regardless, they generally get it right. Generally, a little bit of bias here and there, a little bit of I love the elites and I will lick their boots if I want to. Um, yes, there you go. A little bit, Vic. I hope you find a chill spot to watch the world burn for many years. A little bit, Vic. I think you're meant to be in this community too. You're perfect, little bit, Vic. You make all the right jokes. You and Jester should stay. I think. Okay. Is it selfish of me to request that? No. No, I have no selfish reasons for requesting that, I'm completely innocent in that regard. But really, you should stay because I like your commentary. Okay, so this is, was just posted 27 minutes ago. Just posted 27 minutes ago. Raccoon Boyo, how dare you? Okay. Uh, this is the DOJ. Oh, this is funny. You got to admit, guys, this is pretty goddamn funny. The DOJ says it has magically found, uh, thank you a little bit, Vic, magically found, um, over 1,000,000 additional documents related to Epstein. This came out 27 minutes ago. The DOJ suddenly saying out of nowhere, "Oh, oops, we missed over 1,000,000 documents, particularly relating to Epstein." Please tell me no one here believes that they didn't know about these before, right? I mean, like, you just miss over 1,000,000 document okay. This is my thing with the Trump administration, right? It is oftentimes hard to tell if they're just stupid and incompetent or they're like, right? Or they're just evil, right? Kind of hard to tell. And this is an example, right? I suspect this is evil. This one's probably evil. Though it could be incompetent. They're probably dumb enough to miss 1,000,000 documents, but still, I'm guessing evil. I'm gonna say they didn't purposely miss 1,000,000 documents. And I suspect legal threats and things like that may have convinced them to do that. Yay. You're late, Matt Saigai. It took you forever. Jonas doesn't accept your happy birthday because it took you for a long time to say that, Matt Saigai. Anyway, Raccoon Boy, I think Epstein is taking way more attention than the situation deserves. Raccoon Boyo, I completely disagree. For me, Raccoon Boyo, I have a big issue with the elites forming a circle of pedophiles and abusing kids. I'm being no, okay, that's fair, Raccoon Boyo. I understand. Okay, when you phrase it that way, Raccoon Boyo, I get it. They are using it as a gotcha moment, 100% Raccoon Boyo. And I said on my last stream, I don't think it'll account. I don't think anything will happen. I know I'm doomer pilled. I don't think anything will happen because of it. But I do. But it is, of course, a fun thing to watch because we've all known about it for a while, and I like the documents actually coming out. But I get what you're saying. Raccoon Boyo. A lot of anti-Trump people, whenever anything happens that might bring him down, they are like, "Oh, yay, this will finally get him," and it never does. So I don't expect it will. Okay. Now, they weren't petophiles, they were pederast. Thank you, SoCal. I need to be better. SoCal, you're Sir Best. You're the angel on my shoulder. You're the one that keeps me from saying things that'll get me banned. Okay. The problem is so many people have been hurt, are still being hurt, and seeing nothing being done to prevent this happening again. Yep. Oh, for sure, a little bit, Vic. That's a big issue for me too. And you're right, Weirdmars Blob, you're totally right. It also implicates the Democrats. We cannot forget that the Democrats also didn't release these, and there are multiple Democrats that have already been revealed in the files. And you all know, hate Trump. Democrats, not great. Not great. They're all corrupt. I hate both political parties. Trump, obviously fascist, worse, but you see what I mean. We need some major reforms, folks. As I say at the end of any stream, we need some major reforms in this country because the Democrats have failed us, the Republicans have failed us, everyone fails us, and they're both corrupt. All right. And the Democrats are also super incompetent. Like, okay, we could. All right. Happy holidays, everyone! Da, 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 da. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. There you go, Raccoon Boyo. All right, so the DOJ says it has found over 1,000,000 additional Epstein files. Let's see what they have to say about this. Okay, the Justice Department on Wednesday said, by the way, on Christmas Eve. Oh, wonder why. Wonder why. There might be a good distraction, right? Oh, Wednesday said it had uncovered over 1,000,000 more documents potentially related to the Jeffrey Epstein case and may need a few more weeks to process and release them to the public. Right. Right. It's almost like that was the excuse so they didn't have to release them right away, right? Oh, we just found them, so we get more time. The department made the revelation in a post on X. Guys, that's what we've come to. The government is making revelations on Elon Musk's platform. Ah, we live in an oligarchy. Um, Yeah, I 100% Little Bit Vic. I agree. And don't you love Little Bit Vic? A lot of times, MAGA people will say, well, what about Clinton? Well, what about the Democrats that are in the files? And you know what my response is to that, Little Bit Vic? Yeah, they should be in prison too if they're in the files. But that doesn't excuse Trump being in the files, now does it? Anyway, I just love that distraction that they try to throw. Um, okay, I'm not being funny, but surely after all this, they'd want have already went through. Yeah, absolutely, Jonas. Of course, Jonas, I completely agree. They're just trying to hide it. Like there's no way that they didn't know about these million extra documents. You know what I mean? And I know it's hard to tell sometimes because they are deeply incompetent, but okay, I suspect this is yeah. Yeah, always they throw that out as if the Dems are as culty as they are with Trump, right? Right, Dolly boy. Okay. But what yeah, what about did I right there exactly a little bit, Vic. Okay. So okay, so department made the revelation in a post on X saying that the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York and the FBI had informed the department of the new documents. The DOJ, dog. The DOJ has received these documents from SDNY, oh, it's from the Southern District of New York, and the FBI to review them for release in compliance with the Epstein Files Transparency Act, existing statutes, and judicial orders, the post said. All right. Um, all right. We have lawyers working around the clock to review and make the legally required redactions to protect victims, and we will release the documents as soon as possible. Of course they will. Okay, due to the mass volume of the material, the process may take a few more weeks. Oh, out shocking, shocking. Uh, Raccoon Boyo, as a queer person from North Africa, and I had to yeah, Department of Good Boys, right? A little bit, Vic. I had to had someone on Reddit accuse you of defending Bill Clinton. That is insane, Raccoon Boyo. Um, okay, I will say, I know Raccoon Boyo. It's really sad to hear that about Chomsky and to see that picture. Um, yeah, if I genuinely believe that if Trump came out as gay, you'd see a historic rise in homosexuality. You know what, Jonas? As a gay man, I agree with you. Okay. I mean, yeah, okay, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I think a lot of them would. And they probably wouldn't even like it. They'd be like, "We have to do this because the leader said so." That's like, "Come on, guy, just sleep with a woman. Why do you need to sleep with the same sex if you're not into it? Like, just because Trump said it." You see what I mean? All right. Okay. Let's RICO the case and recall the people who were unalive. There you go, Ninjester. I agree. Let's RICO the case and recall that people were unalive for the enterprise. Correct, Nin. Right? Let's do it. Okay. Um, agreed, Nin. We this is what I want, Nin. I want some justice here, okay? I actually just posted a video to YouTube talking about how I want the elites to be afraid of us. I just gotta tell you, I want them to be afraid. Okay, I do. Maybe that's harsh, but I want them to be afraid because right now there's nothing making them afraid and they can do whatever they damn well please. All right. Hey, oh, you're so right, Malzor. You know what if Trump came out as transgendered? Can you imagine how good that would be for transgender people if Trump came out as transgender? Because you would suddenly see the entire Trump base think like loving transgender people, probably. Okay, maybe not. It might be like a Nazi sort of situation where like Ernst Röhm was gay, but the Nazis ended up killing gay people. Anyway, I don't know. But to be honest, if a plethora of maggots came out just because Fat Nixon did, I'd have a reason to turn straight. SoCal me right. If Trump came out at gay folks, I am turning straight. I got to tell you, I am turning straight. Well, I might be like Nick Fuentes straight, if you know what I mean. I might be like Nick Fuentes straight. You all know what that means, right? So you know what I mean. Okay. Trump edition F Mary Kill Bubba Zoran oh, okay, you know what? I'm gonna rephrase it, Raccoon Boyle, because I'm on YouTube. Yeah, I am on YouTube, so I'm gonna rephrase it. Raccoon Boyo says, F, marry, or kill. How about this? How about we say F, marry, or I don't know, disappear. Okay, so if I had to choose someone to make this, that's not a good way of phrasing that. If I had to choose someone to banish, to exile, let's use this old-fashioned term here. If I had to choose one of the three to banish, this is easy. First of all, I would F Zoran. No, I wouldn't. I'd marry Zoran. That's easy. I would marry Zoran. I would probably, uh, yeah, I would. Mauser, don't consider your sexuality. Answer as if you're bisexual. Okay, pretend that they are all neutral gender. Okay. Please never say Nick Fuentes straight ever again. I got a massive ick. You got it. Okay. I would. Yeah. So I would definitely marry. I'd marry Zoran. I would honestly. I'd probably F Melania. I know I'm gay, but I can close my eyes or whatever. I feel like it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And then I would what's the last one? I would exile Clinton. I just don't like Bill Clinton, so is that or Bubba, excuse me, Bubba. Does that make sense? All right, we'll do that. I meant his daughter, not his wife. Um, okay. Ted Cruz wasn't one of the options, SoCal. The options were Melania, Bubba, or Zoran. So don't cheat, Ted. No, of course not. I would never shuck marinate grill. I love it. Okay. Anyway, so there's my answer for you. Okay. Here we have lawyers working around the clock to review and make the legally required redactions to protect victims, and we will release the documents as soon as possible. Oh, whoa, oh! I bet that's true. Oh, okay, I'm sure that's 100% true. I'm sure they're going to work real hard around the clock to make those released as soon as possible. Those million plus documents, and no need to not believe that, right, folks? They're very trustworthy organization there. You know what I need? I need the clown sounds. Clown sounds. Where's my clown sounds? Where's it? There we go. My instant. We need the clown sounds, folks. If this is too loud, forgive me. Please come here. So what we need now? While we're reading this, we really need the. There we go. Let's do it. Okay. So obviously, I don't think that's going to happen, folks. I don't think they're going to be fast about it. They already lied now twice about when they're going to release it. So the circus continues. Do we all agree that the circus continues? I think it does. All right. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right. Now then, let us, what else do we got going on here? Okay. It says here the department will continue. This is funny. Yeah, give it a few weeks. This is funny. Look at this. This is hilarious. The department will continue to fully comply with the law. Oh my God. Oh, so many. Oh, isn't that great? I'm going to read that one more time. The department will continue to fully comply with federal law and President Trump's direction. Have they ever fully complied with the law? They're already breaking it. So continuing, okay. All right, that is a funny joke. Yeah. Uh okay. This is great. I love it. This is great. Ooh. All right. Oh my God, you're right, Raccoon. I need to do that. I need to do that. I want to get like a physical soundboard. Um, that sounds scary, Raccoon. Are you trying to lure me into your DMs? Raccoon Boyle, it's waiting for you. Ugh. I don't know if I trust that, Raccoon Boyle. I'm just kidding. Okay. All right. All right, let's see here. Announced Wednesday after a week of intermittent releases as required by a new transparency law that Congress passed last month. The deadline to release all of the materials was Friday, and the Justice Department posted a massive trove of documents that day. Yep, 100% Nin, 100%. That's why this is hilarious, right? It's like, we will continue to comply. You never complied to begin with. You already broke the law. You didn't put them all out. And now you're stonewalling and you're claiming that, oh, we just found a million documents. The whole thing is just a goddamn lie. Yep. Complete lie. 100% in Jester. Don't you love it? At least it gives us some employment, doesn't it, Jester? That we have things to make fun of here to laugh at. All right. Druzilla's here. Hello, Druzilla. Welcome, Druzilla. Welcome, Druzilla. Happy holidays, Drusilla, whether you practice or not. Um, if the Democrats didn't write the documents with DEI font, we'd be able to read them. Meowzord. Oh, okay. Now then, um, what do you mean? My mom is a teacher. That association is way too close. In reference to what? Uh, oh, to my joke about you luring me into your DMs. You know I'm joking with you, Raccoon Boy. Okay, I didn't. Wait, that's a thing, Meowzord. Wait, so they were actually saying that. I'm gonna look that up. No, Matt Saigai. Matt Saigai, because you're a good practicing Christian, I will say it to you. Merry Christmas, Matt Saigai. Are you excited for the birth of your Lord and Savior, Matt Saigai? Everyone who knew here, everyone new to this chat, Matt Saigai is a deeply religious individual. He also thinks that the Earth was created 6,000 years ago. He doesn't believe in evolution, and he thinks abortion is evil. And is promoted by the devil. He also thinks gay people are evil and are the spawns of Satan. Personally, I'm okay with that one because I love warm temperatures and would have no problem going to hell. All right. So, Matt Saiga's going to be very mad at me here in a second. Okay. I'm going to look this up. You said they were complaining about the, how dare you, Matt Saigai? So they were complaining, the Republicans were saying it was DEI font. What the hell does that mean? DEI font? What the? He's super. Oh my God, you got to be kidding me. You guys aren't joking. You guys are not joking. What the fuck? Was this where? I'm sorry. Sorry, SoCal. I need to be better about not cursing on the main stream. We have to save that till the After Dark stream. Yeah, you're right. He also loves Narendra Modi. Loves him. Matt Saigai loves Narendra Modi. Because it was Sans. What? They said that the font was Calibri. They said Calibri was wasteful, confusing, and unbefitting the dignity of government documents, and it was a DEI thing. Is this a joke? Okay, that's it. Let's watch the clip. We got to watch this, folks. You're telling me? Okay, we'll see.
Marco
This
Rubio instructs diplomats to use Times
Wait, I'll turn it up.
New Roman font,
I'll turn it up.
eliminating Biden-era DEI initiative. Did you know there's
Matt Saigai, I swear to God, if it wasn't the holiday, Matt Saigai, I would be so mean to you, but I'm a good person and it's the holiday. So I'll be nice. All right, I'll be nice. All right, moving on.
Marco Rubio instructs diplomats to use Times New Roman font, eliminating Biden-era.
I know, SoCal, and I actually appreciate it, SoCal. That's why I keep thanking you for it, because I appreciate it, SoCal. I like
DEI initiative. Did you know there's DEI font?
I did not. By the way, I don't think the takeaway of this story should be that Calibri is woke. Exactly. But I totally get where Rubio's going on this. Yeah.
Calibri is like
Wait. You get where he's? I'm sorry. I'm
skinny
confused.
with softer edges.
Oh my God. Is this okay? Holy shit. Totally Nazi brained. Like the idea of femininity. This is a feminine script. It's DEI. That's so stupid. Oh my God. It's so stupid. Oh, so goddamn stupid. Okay. We'll continue here.
And it looks a little more feminine, I'd say.
Well, look, here's my
What does
overall
that
take on
mean?
this, because I understand what Rubio's doing. I'm sure when people heard about this, you could imagine the attacks. Like, you're running state, and this is what you're going to spend your time on. But it does matter, and you know firsthand when I am working on these books, Simon & Schuster and I spend time on the font. Like, it's got to match the mission, and you know it's your first chance to set the tone, set the atmosphere.
Meowzord, you're not wrong. And the Nazi font it was Gothic. A lot of it was Gothic script, but yes, it was Times New Roman adjacent. I will say, regardless, but it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. But this is hilarious to me. Like, and also, you know what? Weird Amorphous Blob does say, well, half the country is quote unquote feminine. So why? It doesn't even matter. Like, okay, this is just okay. We'll continue.
Atmosphere for the audience that you're engaging.
The mood.
It's the last little bit of connection point that you have, and it does.
Hey, you know what? I am Daryl. I actually agree with you. I think I said before on stream that a Gothic script is one of my favorite scripts. Yes, but okay. I agree with you, Daryl.
Matter. It's why writers,
of course, I'm not a Nazi, but I do like Gothic script. No one clipped that.
Authors and publishers and editors actually focus on this. The font of different books looks very different depending on what kind of book it is. Like if you open George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones and you see time.
Oh my God, Bettina. Welcome, Bettina. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm so glad to see you here. You're right. That's insane. So it's also ableist, you say, Bettina, that they do that? I didn't think of that. Yeah, masculine. The most masculine font is Wingdings,
Marco Rubio
right?
Instructs diplomats.
Jesus. Okay, oops, sorry.
Looked like it was written by an elf, like Bilbo Baggins.
True.
Something. You're going to be like,
oh my God, guys. Oh my God, please do not mix up. Oh my God, for the people, is Outer Signal here? Is Mithril here? The people here who like Lord of the Rings, did you hear that? I'll go back. I got to go back so you can hear that. That is the most offensive thing about
kind
this
of book it is. Like if you
Wait
open
for it.
George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones and you see Times New Roman, you're going to be like, what is this? Like the best versions of those books looked like it was written by an elf, like Bilbo Baggins,
true.
Something a little medieval and fanciful. And
wait for it.
Especially like the first letter of the chapter.
Thank you, Little Bit Vic.
Look that way. And so it's Rubio's way of creating a mindset or creating an atmosphere for the information he's putting out there. And you see that dynamic everywhere. It's the same as Bill Bratton's Broken Windows policing. You
I'm sorry. Did I miss it? Okay, guys.
The audience that you're engaged.
They literally. Okay, I missed it. I'm sorry. I got to go back because I missed it. So I got to go back a bit.
The font, like it's got to match the mission, and it's your first chance to set the tone, set the atmosphere for the audience that you're engaging.
The mood.
It's the last little bit of connection.
That's why I got to find it.
That you have, and it does matter. It's why writers, authors, and publishers and editors actually focus on this. The font of different books looks very different depending on what kind of book it is. Like if you open George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones and you see Times New Roman, you're going to be like, what is this? Like,
okay, well,
the best version.
They said, guys, what they said, I don't know why I missed it, but we'll keep watching it. They said that Bilbo Baggins was an elf. Yeah, no, you're right, Jonas. There's also that. Yeah, Frodo wasn't in Westeros, okay? Bilbo Baggins was not a goddamn elf. All right. And how dare they say so? And how dare they confuse Game of Thrones with Lord of the Rings? Nothing has made me more angry than this. Okay. This is the most angry I've been in ages. It wasn't the Epstein files. It wasn't, the indiscriminate bombing. It wasn't, the supporting of a genocidal regime. None of that. This is what upsets me. All right.
Versions of those books looked like it was written by an elf, like Bilbo Baggins.
True.
Something a little
there. Okay, he just said it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Evil and fanciful, and especially like the first letter of the chapter should look that way. And so it's Rubio's way of creating a mindset or creating an atmosphere for the information he's putting out there. And you see that dynamic everywhere. It's the same as Bill Bratton's Broken Windows policing. You walk into a neighborhood that's full of broken windows and graffiti on the walls and trash on the streets. And that creates a mindset and an atmosphere.
You're so right. They would totally create elf supremacist groups, wouldn't they? Yeah, he should be very wary. Okay.
For crime. And Bratton and others before him have proven that if you fix the windows, paint the walls, clean up all the trash, and have this beautiful neighborhood, you prevent crime before it starts. And it's that same dynamic. It seems like a small thing.
Nah, he is somewhat misinterpreting the broken windows theory of criminology. He is a weirdomorphous blob. Maybe you don't, but okay, I'm just kidding. But he is misinterpreting the broken windows theory. It's not about, and also that's the other thing, Jonas, it's BS. It is not about beautifying a neighborhood. It is about if you let small things break down, larger things will start breaking down, and it is not a particularly useful theory that it has been found not to be particular. Anyway, my point is he doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, he has a very conservative, authoritarian mindset.
But setting that tone, setting the atmosphere matters.
Like strong, robust language or.
So I get why he's doing it. If he was going to, the only change I would make is he shouldn't go back to Times New Roman. He should do like the Bilbo Baggins handwriting for all of our state.
Stop bringing up Bilbo Baggins. Raccoon Boy, we're just watching this. I am enchanted by this serious debate that they're having on Fox News about script. about how you write, like, the word. Okay, it's so stupid. Okay.
Communication. But actually, that reminds me of a story you were telling me the other day. It's the same thing of like the small tonal things. We should value and prioritize them more. Almost.
Should we? The small tonal things, that's what matters the most right now in the world. It's not the fact that there are children going hungry. It's not the fact that people can't afford health care. It's not the fact that we have a fascist in charge of the country. It's not the fact that more people than ever can't read. It's not the fact that we have a massive rate of depression and suicide. It's not the fact that, like, every other week there's a school that someone goes into and shoots up. It's not the fact. Okay. It's not the fact that there's a genocide going on over in. Okay. Right. We all know. I shouldn't even go into this. We all know it's like a distraction. Um, that's what they do. They play these culture war games to distract from the reality. That is the death and destruction of all of us and the suffering of millions. Okay. Uh, all right. Plebs don't understand typography. I guess not, Meowzord. Also, yep, you're right, Meowzord. If you guys didn't hear, they actually. Yes, I did, Meowzord. You know what? But I will find that link. So, did you guys hear? This is actually true. I told you how the White House has stopped using ALS people, American Sign Language speakers, and Trump explained why. Oops, I'm sorry, ASL, not ALS. Jesus, White House. Trump explained why. He said, um, okay. And so they asked Trump, why did you get rid of the. Okay, I'm neither disappointed nor I think that they touched a tome of the merit. They would scream louder than Gollum when touched by Elven. Hey, yeah, I agree, Jester. Oh, Jester, I love you. You want to get married, Jester? You want to get married? Because I feel we have a lot in common, Jester. Just kidding, Jester. I hope you know. Hopefully, you barely know me, but hopefully you know me enough by now that you know I'm joking with you. Given that I've never seen you and I don't know you and I don't really want to get married. Sorry. All right. So when asked why he did this, Trump said the following, uh, that having ALS or ASL interpreters would severely intrude on the president's prerogative to control the image he presents to the public. Right? I know. I'm sorry. I keep saying ALS. I meant ASL. So, Druzella, don't you look at me, okay? Um, the steam has stopped coming out of my ears now. There we go. Okay. So, literally, excuse me. Literally, he's saying he doesn't want sign language interpreters because it affects his image. Sounds like a deeply moral man. Don't we all agree? Deeply moral. Guys, this is one thing that I know it might seem small, but can you understand the cruelty in this? It is just not, it is just cruel. Like, it barely costs anything just to provide a sign language interpreter. You see what I mean? Why do we need to not have that other than just to be cruel to people who can't hear? Okay. If you see what I mean. It's so infuriating to me. It's like such a small act of cruelty. Okay. Yeah, you put the magnet in water, say goodbye to the magnet. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah, sort of. Okay. So anyway, so there was that too. Gotta love this. Gotta love this for all of us. Right? Ugh. Yep, a little bit, Vic. Wanting to control the aspect of your image at the detriment of others is always a sign of a very. You're right. You're right. A little bit, Vic. I'm a very stable genius. Exactly. Our very stable genius president. You know what, Jonas? You're almost certainly right. You're almost certainly right. We actually have someone in our community who is quadriplegic, and he just started up his own community. And he's a socialist. He's a really great guy and does a lot of advocacy for left wing causes. And he was telling me how a lot of disabled people are in fact left wing because why? I don't blame them, right? Speak about some of the one of the most marginalized groups in the country. Oh my God, I know a little bit, Vic. Like I think he would implode. He would turn to sand or something. Okay, so there's that. So, guys, that's some of the stuff going on today. Have we gone to war with Venezuela yet? I mean, technically, we're kind of at war. I mean, not really, but kind of at war because we're already killing a bunch of fishermen. Uh, okay. And by the way, Zelensky has offered some peace concessions to Putin. Oh, of course they do, weird amorphous blob. No, 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 weird amorphous blob. That's not war. Those are police actions. Those are actions for the safety of the United States. Those are protecting America's sovereignty. Never war, though, weird amorphous blob. Weird amorphous blob, why don't you like spreading freedom and democracy to other people? What's wrong with you? Like, why do you hate democracy, weird amorphous blob? Don't you know our bombs bring democracy to everyone? They're like, they blow up and it just spreads democracy instantly everywhere. Yeah, it's a pro peace action, Meowzord. Our bombs being dropped is pro peace. It's pro peace, right? Okay. And an armada to stop fentanyl. So, yeah, no, Jonas, don't you understand, Jonas? Obviously, the fentanyl is being hidden inside the oil barrels, right? So that is not actually oil. It's fentanyl masquerading as oil. So when we take out those ships, we're going after the fentanyl that's inside the oil barrels that we're taking off the ship like pirates. Does that makes sense, right, Jonas? I think that makes sense. I think it is. Yeah, you guys, yep, you're right, Dolly boy. You guys just don't. Yeah, you're right. Guys, you just don't understand peace through strength. You don't understand peace through strength. Okay. Yeah, you dipped it in the oil to help it slide down. Um, okay, let's agree. I agree. Weird Amorphous Blob says, well, I agree. Let's make America great by dominating and subjugating the rest of the world. You've convinced me. See, it's easy to convince people. It's easy to convince people of this. Obviously, we need to dominate the world. Like, if guys, what I think would be a good model for the United States? Has anyone here seen Star Wars? I really like, there's a really good, he's a protagonist. There's a great protagonist in Star Wars named Darth Vader. And I would love, I mean, I think that should be our model for America. The Empire is like the perfect example. Speak about a moral enterprise. We need a good, I mean, look, they brought freedom and democracy to a lot of those planets, didn't they? I mean, there were those evil robot empire thing, whatever it was, with the droids and shit like that. And so they were able to fix that. They brought order and democracy. Um, okay. They brought order and democracy to the universe. Yeah, yeah, the emperor may have gotten a bit carried away, and yeah, they ended democracy, and yeah, whatever. Democracy ending to thunderous applause and all that. But hey, I support that. I support that. And of course, it didn't end up in disaster for the empire either. Surely they were never overthrown. Okay, so fentanyl, I love that, Jester. I love that. Okay. Uh, no neocon slip for me. Weird amorphous blob. Good call. All right. Um, okay. So the Fent Whisperer. Oh, okay, let's move on. That's why they're called the rebels, duh, right, Meowzord? Um, you know what? And then uh God, when you frame it that way, Nin, it makes me kind of like the idea. I would support that if we got to disfigure the emperor, like what happened to. Oh well, I guess Trump is already kind of disfigured. He kind of looks like the emperor after using his electric shock force thing. Anyway, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Okay, moving on. So Zelensky has offered some concessions to Putin. Has offered a few concessions to Putin. So now no one can say at least that Zelensky isn't trying to get to peace. I mean, I get why he wasn't really before, having his sovereignty violated and all that shit. Also, on a side note here, there was a Russian general killed in Moscow after their car exploded in a bomb blast. Sure, that had nothing to do with Ukrainian special services, and I'm very sad about it. So sad to hear a Russian general getting killed. So depressed for everyone. Very sad about that. Very sad about that indeed. Just like I'd be very sad about one of Hitler's marshals getting killed. Okay, moving on. That happened in Moscow. Everyone can shed a tear for that Russian general. And SoCal, Trump looks like Melania rammed a cattle prod up his. uh Nin, that might be true. JD Vance might be Anakin. I think I do miss the point, Jester. I'm sorry, I almost had a stroke there for a moment because my brain was having trouble coping with the notion of JD Vance as Anakin. Regardless, I accept your proposal there. We can let's hope that's not true. Okay. Yeah, I know that's the thing, Jonas. He never knows what he wants on Russia. First, he wanted to be on his knees for Putin. Now he's kind of like, I don't trust Putin. Remember when he came out? Do you remember when Trump came out and goes, "Oh, you know what I learned? I learned that you can't trust Vladimir Putin." And that was such a funny moment. That's like someone coming out and being like, "Oh my God, it's December 2025, and I just found out you can't trust Bibi Netanyahu." Like it's the dumbest shit imaginable. And so now he's like less friendly towards Putin, but still, okay, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Who knows? It's like it seems like an everyday thing with him. He just changes his mind every day. Okay. So, yeah, I remember SoCal. Do you remember SoCal not only when he learned water was wet, but when he learned that grass was a living thing? Let's find that clip. Let's find that clip. Trump learns grass is living thing. Trump learns grass is living thing. Here, now,
I'm very good at grass because I have a lot of golf courses all over the place. I know more about grass than any human being, I think, anywhere in the world. So we're going to be rebuilding all of your parks. And
this might not be the right clip, but he does say it.
Very good at grass because I have a lot of golf courses all over the place. And it's going to happen fast, but we're going to have all brand new, beautiful grass. You know, like everything else, grass has a life. Do you know that? Grass has a life. You know, we have a life and grass has a life. So I'm very good at grass because
There you go. He was like, in that moment, he wanted to share with everyone that he had discovered that grass has a life. Grass is alive. He's like, did you guys know that? Oh my God, I found out today. Grass is alive. It has a life. It's like it's like people. People are alive. Grass is alive. Grass is like people. It's a living thing. Oh my God, this is the hell we live in, folks. This is the hell we live in. Technically, Drusilla, I guess water isn't wet, but it's still a common saying, and I approve of it. Okay, true. Yeah. Oh, right. Big. Oh, please. I hope he stays in the water for long. Did he shit his pants when he learned that trees aren't rocks? Oh my God, I bet that would explain the smell, Vic. Literally, guys. Though, do you remember? It might literally be that she shit his pants. I say that because do we remember there was that leak that people were saying that he smells really bad to be around him? I'm okay. Trump smells bad. Like, not even joking. Smells bad. Do we remember this? Yeah, ex-GOP lawmaker doubles down on Trump smells. Adam Kinzinger revealed that Trump had a bad odor and that he reeks of a combination of several unsavory scents, including armpits. Oh my God, this is going to gross you all out. This is how Adam Kinzinger described Donald Trump's smell: a combination of armpits, ketchup, and a butt. That's a really gross smell. All right, and there were other people who verified, so it's very possible, going back to what Little Bit Vic said, that he does shit his pants frequently. Yeah. So I would not be surprised if that was actually the case. And look, even his staffers said that he has a bad smell. It could be because of incontinence, Raccoon Boyo. It could be. It could very well be that. Yeah, he smells like MTG's tacos. Okay. Uh, no, I know. Raccoon Boy, I know, but it's fun. It's fun to think about, isn't it? It's fun to humiliate people. All right. So that's good. He does smell like shit. All right. I'm gonna put my face back up here. Ah. All right. All right, everyone. Okay, so because I'm in a place he can't play. That's a good point, Raccoon Boyo. Yeah, ask him to identify where you are. Are you in Egypt, Raccoon Boyo? Because if you are, yeah, he wouldn't know where Egypt was on a map. Okay, he wouldn't know where Egypt was on a map at all. He'd probably point at Italy or something and be okay. When you're a fascist who rules on loyalty, that's also too. Yep. Oh, yep. 100%. Also, a little Vic. Vic, you know what you're talking about, but I actually studied fascism in grad school, so you do. I can tell you know what you're talking about. But a little bit, Vic. We could also say it's the emperor has no clothes situation because no one wants to say to him, by the way, boss, you smell like shit, because they know what'll happen. He'll have a little temper tantrum. Okay, Matt Guy, we can play GeoGuessr. We'll play GeoGuessr, Matt Guy. You're in Georgia? Okay, Raccoon Boy. Oh, that's right, because you went back from okay, got you, Raccoon. So let's do that. Let's quickly do a round of GeoGuessr. Or do you guys want to play the food guessing game or GeoGuessr? Yeah, that's fair, Raccoon Boyo. He'd probably point at Japan. Let's do this. Let's just do regular GeoGuessr. GeoGuessr. Or do you want to do time guesser? Do you want to do time guesser or GeoGuessr? Food, Antifa? You know what? I'm going to do a poll. This is a democracy, folks. It's a democracy. Let's do a poll. Food. Oh, we got 2 people saying food now. Yeah, right. Yeah, Jonas. I love you, Jonas. That's hilarious. By the way, folks, for those that are new, remember it is Jonas's birthday is today. So let's do this. Let's do GeoGuessr first. How about we play 1 round of GeoGuessr and then 1 round of food? Okay, we'll do both. Why not? So do you want to do time guesser? Guys, and by GeoGuessr, do you mean time guesser? Or do you mean GeoGuessr? Matt Guy, tell me. GeoGuessr or time guesser? Time guesser, folks, is where you have to, it'll give you a photograph and you have to determine where it was taken and what date. You want geotime? Okay, we'll do that. We'll do time guesser. All right, so let's do time guesser. Everyone ready? Everyone ready out there? Our new folks, you ready? You want GeoGuessr, Mithril. Jonas, you decide. It's Jonas's birthday. Jonas, do you want GeoGuessr or do you want time guesser? I'll wait, Jonas. I'll wait for you. We care about you, Jonas. We'll care about you, Jonas. Do you want GeoGuessr or time guesser? Boop a doo boo. Boop a Geo. Gotcha. Let's do GeoGuessr. It is then. GeoGuessr. Open guesser. All right, so let's play. Here we go, folks. Now you got to help me, folks. You got to help me. You got to help me because God knows. Is that so, Matt Saiga? Oh, what a shame. What a shame, really. Special birthday. Exactly, little bit, Vic. All right. Well, this is in the middle of nowhere. R385. Wow, this is unhelpful. Is this South Africa? Is this? Do we have guesses? Anyone have guesses? We'll do 5 of these, and then we'll do 1 of the food, and then I'll go and leave you all and abandon you. Oh, you guys can't see it. I'm a fool. I'm a fool. There we go. Matt. Okay. Meowzord, how dare you? How dare you? Didn't even see the screen, and you said, "Okay, that was my fault, folks. A little accident there. Little accident." I see 76% of people do like sourdough, so it must be a good thing. There we go. You can see it now. This could be anywhere, really. This could be anywhere out in the middle of nowhere. This could be Australia. This could be South Africa. This could be, I don't know that. Ooh, this is not an easy one, guys. R385. It's not funny, Druzilla. Okay, just kidding. Okay, folks, we have people here from all over the world. We can figure this out. We can figure this out. You think Africa or Australia? Meowzord, could you pare it down a bit? Where in Africa? Big continent, Meowzord. Do you mean like South Africa? Do you mean like, how dare you insult Ohio, first of all, Meowzord? That's why I'm being mean to you now. You think Namibia? You think Ghana? This is not Ghana. Are you kidding me, Raccoon Boyo? Tanzania? Are we just going to guess? Okay. Yeah, that's right, Druzilla. You should be sad. You think Botswana? Meowzord? Okay, I deserve that, Meowzord. I deserve that, Meowzord. I'm thinking I totally deserve that. SoCal, I'm thinking South Africa with the Joshua tree-like things. Yeah, I think so too. I think South Africa. Am I making everyone cry now? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at everyone, okay? Let's try. Okay, I honestly, the road is R385, Raccoon Boyo. Guys, I think it actually might be South Africa. That's right, Drusilla. You go in the corner. Okay? Just kidding. I think this might be South Africa. Now, all right. Let us, I don't know. We'll just guess like right in the middle. Not in the middle, but in Hanover. Everyone ready for this? Everyone ready? Let's see. It might not be South Africa. We could be completely wrong. Oh, okay, guys. All right. All right. You know what? We were right. We were right. We were only 215 kilometers out. So we actually did very well. We actually did very well. So I'm very proud of us. Oh, there's the cute music. Guys, can you hear the cute music? Just guess. That's true, Jonas. Okay. All right, so there we go. Let's go to the next one. That wasn't bad. Maybe let it be noted that it was my idea first that it was South Africa. I need to credit for that. Thank you very much. Okay, let's look here. Isn't this nice music, folks? Nice relaxing music for our Christmas Eve, all right, for our holiday Eve, whatever you want to call it, for the day before the birth of our Lord and Savior, who probably wasn't born at that time and has a different account. Okay, E50. This could be the United States. Yeah, I agree, Mauser. I think this could be the United States. Now, if it is the United States, we should expect to see at least 1 million American flags everywhere, because God knows us Americans love our flags. We love shoving it at everyone's faces. Or at least maybe we were trying to remind ourselves where we live. What is this? Is this, I don't know what the hell this is. This music is so nice. You think, Tarbin, you think this is you think Africa? Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't see any burgers yet either. Should I make the joke I always make, folks, or is it getting old? I think I've used it. Jonas, you're ruining the music for me. Don't you dare say it's the same music that Sam Harris uses. Now I'm gonna vomit. Jesus. Now I just have an image in my head, Jonas, of all that really Islamophobic shit he would say. Anyway, okay. This is America, guys. Like, I don't know where in America. You think rural Oklahoma? Really, Raccoon Boyo? What is USOFA, Matt Sci Guy? Texas? 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 It could be Texas. You know what? But like, not Oklahoma. The road's name is E50 North. E50 North. There you go, Weirdomorphous Blob. Yes, torture can be morally justified. Harris, gotta love him. An atheist I do not like at all. Okay, of which there are quite a few actually, even though I'm an atheist. Past a road sign. Oh yeah, here's a road sign. Does it say everything is bigger in Texas? No. Oh great, that's very unhelpful. All it says is 625 East. What do Botswana do anyway? That's a good one, Jester. Yes, indeed. Yes, Botswana. Good old Midwest. What's the sign on the corner? Lakewood. Oh, wow. That's not a standard name. That could be anywhere. Gee, this is really a hard one, guys. This looks like any American rural. It literally could be the Midwest. Yeah, it literally could be the Midwest. It reminds me of Ohio somewhat. And it's not very flat. It's flat, but not that flat, which could mean that it is the Midwest, because the Midwest is kind of hilly if you're in Ohio, but also flat. I don't know how to describe it, but like if it were Oklahoma, what does this say? I don't know. Green sign. You think so? Okay. Sonesta. Does that ring a bell? Sonesta Bay. I mean, it might just be what's this say? Bay Shore? Bay Shore? I don't know. This could be just bullshit anyway. Is that? Oh, that makes sense a little bit. Vic. Okay, so how about we do this? Let's just take a guess because I don't think we're going to get much closer to knowing where this is. I honestly think it might be the Midwest. Although this must have been in the summer. Okay, you know what? We're going to do that. We're going to say, what does this say? Sonesta Shores. Okay. It could be the Great Lakes. We don't have cornfields right next to here, though. The cornfields are huge. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to do, this is not an easy one. This might, I honestly think this could be Illinois or Ohio or Indiana, and I could be completely wrong. So I'm going to just do right in the middle. I'm going to do like, I don't know, southern, I don't know. So, no, actually, I would say Ohio. Let's do Ohio. Let's try Ohio. I could be wrong. You think Wisconsin? Jester, I will go with Wisconsin so that I don't have to take responsibility for any errors that may be made. Okay. We'll do Wisconsin. Here we go. Everyone ready? Not Wisconsin? You think it's too far north, Meowzord? How about I do this? I will do it northern Illinois, which is in between all of that. Guess. God damn it, it was Indiana. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. We're fine. By the way, if I would have guessed, I would have been just as wrong because I said it was in the middle of Ohio or southern Ohio, which would have been just as bad. So it's okay. We would have been wrong either way, okay? I should have done northern Indiana. But that's okay. We actually weren't that far off. We were only 200 kilometers or so off, all right? Yeah, whoever said Great Lakes, good shout. Good shout. Yeah, but I honestly am surprised. I do not like I live right next to Indiana and it does not look that good. Let's put it that way. It doesn't I don't know how to phrase it. All right. Really a little bit, Vic. I am not a fan of Indiana, but hey, but that's yeah, you can live there. There's great places to live there. I don't mean to be mean, but I'm not a big fan of the politics there, and there's a lot of poverty that the government isn't functioning very well. All right, so here we go. I think this is all right. Ooh, guys. Ooh, is this Brazil? This looks like it could be Brazil. This is you know what, little bit, Vic, you're right. I take it back. Okay, I take it back. Indiana probably would be better than Texas. I got to tell you. Okay. Pedrosa. So I'm trying to figure out, is this Portuguese or is this Spanish? I think it is Spanish, but I need to be sure. I'm having trouble seeing the name of the street. Where's Victoria? Here we go. Anyone know? Atiendiamento? I think that's Spanish, right? Yeah, this looks Spanish, right? The Attendiamento. Is it, Jonas? Okay, forgive me. So it's Pedroso. Then let's say that this is probably this is almost certainly Brazil. Then, if you're sure of that. Oh, he's not bad looking. Okay, anyway. Sorry. It's not an After Dark stream. I should not. Oop, there's a flag. A flag of some sort. Okay, so do we think this is Pedrosa? This is beautiful, though. Jesus Christ. Okay. Is this Brazil or is this... No, it's not Portugal, but it could be Brazil. Okay, what does it say? Dr. Something Road? All right. Yep, this is Brazil. So let's say we just need to figure out where in Brazil it is because Brazil is very big country. Very big country, Brazil. We need to figure out more specifically. Polizia. Okay, what area of that doesn't help. Don't they spend enough time in the favelas killing poor people? Why are they okay? That's a dark joke. If Victoria would hear, she would get it. But I miss Victoria. I don't think Victoria likes us anymore. She disappeared on us. Okay, I'm just kidding. You think, yeah, a lot of Brazil is hilly. Not all of it, but some of it is. Sao Paulo? It was Sao Paulo. Is this the same? Oh, wait, here's a sign. Okay. Prefectura. Which prefectura? The Canada? This is not how I'm having trouble seeing this. Okay, you know what? We're going to take a look. Nope, I don't want that. Prefectura. I'm just taking a quick look, folks, to see if we can find the correct prefecture, if there is one that rings a bell. Amapa, Roraima, Amazonas. Okay, what? The Signata. All right. You know what? We'll do. Okay, we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna go for Sao Paulo. Okay, we'll do Sao Paulo. Southern Brazil. Okay, let's try this. We'll try Sao Paulo. State of Sao Paulo. Let's go here. Guess. Hey guys, hey, that was good. We were only 350 kilometers out from there. Okay, that wasn't bad. Okay, last one. We'll do the last one of these, and then we'll do the food one once. I'm sorry, folks. I was so focused that I missed a lot of people were saying. Campos de Jordão, Vic, Coastal, Browser Die. I know you didn't miss much. Little bit Vic there. A little bit Vic. Watch. Okay. All right. Everyone ready? All right. This one. Is this another one in Brazil? Oh, Puerto Rico. Okay, it's Puerto Rico. Right. I mean, I feel like this is a dead giveaway. It literally says Puerto Rico in big letters. Okay, but let's see if just to verify. Is there any? Well, wait a minute. What? Did I see Chinese over there? Well, it could be just an immigrant. Okay, an immigrant store. Yeah. Okay. So, this is. Or was it Japanese mails or whatever? It looked like, yeah, but this is definitely not there because the rest of the stores are written in Spanish. Yeah, literally, you're right, little bit Vic, which is why I have to make it perfect because if I lose any points, it'll be humiliating, you know? So this is probably a San Juan, though, I'm guessing. Just to be careful, just to be sure. Whoa, look at that. Oh my God, it's Steve Bannon. Look at that, Steve Bannon. No, Steve Bannon isn't that cool. Okay, you know what? We'll just put it in the middle of. It's gonna go straight to Puerto Rico. And if I'm wrong, I'll lose my mind. What if it's just like what if it's just? It might be little Puerto Rico. Are you serious, Malzord? Is there a little Puerto Rico? Now, please tell me you're joking, Malzord. Please tell me. No, it's definitely not that. You're full of shit, Malzord. Okay, I'm gonna go back over here. We're gonna go to Malzord. But actually, that'd be kind of cool. Let's just say San Juan. And let's guess. So, who should I blame? Who should I scapegoat for this accident? Who should I scapegoat? You know who I'm going to scapegoat? Who should I scapegoat? Who's the first person I see here? Who's the first person I believe? Matt Saigai. How dare you, Matt Saigai? It was not Puerto Rico. Gosh, are you a racist, Matt Saigai? You thought that just because there was Spanish? Dolly Boy, don't you get involved. Don't you defend Matt Saigai. I see you there. Okay. Jester, what are you doing? What do you mean blame? Are you trying to defend the people who were guilty, Jester? All right. Okay, guys. The correct answer was Barcelona. It was not It was absolutely not Puerto Rico. So clearly this was just a small store. A small store that, you know, SoCal, do not make me boot you from the stream. Do not make me boot you from the stream. Okay. So, hello, Outer Signal. Welcome, Outer Signal. Okay. Stop shouting at him. Dolly Boy. Nothing makes me angrier, Dolly Boy, than when you defend people. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So there we go. We failed miserably, folks. We were only about 7,000 kilometers away. Great job. Great job. Raccoon Boy, did you clip me? How dare you? Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's just do one last one here, and then we'll do the food ones. Okay. Druzilla, I don't need that from you, Druzilla. I don't need that from you. Okay. Let's try one last one because I don't feel safe ending on that one. Okay, let's do this one. He meant the ethnic. Okay, what's this here? This is Altisa. I don't know where the hell we are. It looks like Eastern Europe, though, doesn't it? SoCal? How dare you? I am not going to acknowledge you said that, SoCal. It's SoCal, today is Christmas Eve, and I just feel like that's a really mean thing to say, okay? Now, I'm going to be nice, but that's rude. Anyway, where the hell are we? You think Sweden? It could be Sweden. What's this flag? Ooh, it's not Sweden. It is definitely not Sweden. It's Russia, I think. Yeah, SoCal's getting coal for Christmas. Okay. Let's see here. Look, I get you. I got you, Little Vic. I honestly think it's Russia. I thought I saw a Russian flag. Now, does anyone here speak Cyrillic? It actually could be Malzor just because of the because it was like, I don't know, gated, etc. Okay. I don't know. This is a harder one. I just need a flag. Can we just find a flag somewhere? We need to teach these countries some national pride. Let's get some nationalism going. You know how much I love nationalism. Let's get, they need to be like Americans. You think it's Donetsk? I don't think it's Donetsk, Matt Saigai. Are you kidding me? No, it's not Donetsk. I refuse to acknowledge that. I don't know. This is not an easy one. These are like old Soviet blocks. It'd be nice if I could speak this language. I know a little bit, Vic. It said, "Are you where?" Where did it say, "Are you?" So it is Russia. Well, I hate it. I hate when it's Russia because Russia is such a massive country. Like, we could get it right and still get like 0 points. Okay, we need to figure out where in Russia, which I don't think we'll be able to do. Okay, for Russia, should we just say Russia? Most of the Russian population lives in Western Russia, so maybe we should just plop it somewhere in Russia and hope that we get it right. This is yeah, I agree. Okay, let's do that. Let's do Western Russia. That's where most of the population lives. It just gives us a bit better. Okay, let's do that. So we're going to go Russia. I'm going to go we're going to go kind of near the east. We'll just go like right there. How does that look? Let's go. Hey, okay, you know what? It wasn't that bad. It was Katerinburg or Yekaterinburg. Okay. Okay, damn those Soviets. It'd be way easier if there was development was a massive right? Okay. No, admittedly though, they had some great all that housing was free. That was one positive thing about the Soviet Union, right? One of the positive things is that they had all those free housing. Anyway. Okay. So all right, yep. So we weren't that far, guys. We were about 1,400 kilometers out, but you can't really expect much else from I'm guessing from Russia. Okay, let's play the food one now, folks. And then I'm going to leave you all. Food guesser. So for those who haven't played Food Guesser before, Food Guesser is where they will show us a food. We have to guess what country the food is from. All right. Jonas, I actually don't know. Now, if we're talking about the Soviet Union, that's a bit more complicated. But in Russia today, I don't know. But Russia, hey, you guys know I have some complaints about the Soviet Union, but they were some positive things. Like there were practically no homeless people. They had great housing. They had housing for everyone. I mean, it wasn't great housing, but it was housing for everyone and stuff. Again, but we all know there are negative things about it. I'm just saying. Okay. Here we got. What are these? You think onigiri? I'm sorry, onigiri, not onigiri. Onigiri. With you think there's kimchi? Okay. So what's in this one, folks, is rice, sesame seed, sesame oil, salt, dried seaweed. Optional are kimchi, tuna, spam, meat, soy sauce. You think Japan? We think Japan, guys. We think Japan, or I mean, the optional stuff. Kimchi sounds Korean. Okay. Think Korea. Oof, this is a mix, though, isn't it? Let's try. I'm going to try Japan, and then we'll see if that's close. Ooh, okay. Nope. We're very hot, though, so we're close. I'm going to say Korea. Yep. Okay, it was Korea. We got it on the second guess, so that's not so bad. This is jumekbap, traditional Korean dish consisting of rice formed into balls. Oh God, so much. Why, whenever I play this game, do we always get things? Jonas. Okay. Oh yeah, this fake insult that Jonas is out. Oh, when he said onigiri, it sounded too much like the N-word. Right. Okay. How dare you, Jonas? How dare? I don't care if it's your birthday, Jonas. All right. How dare all of you? Okay. Anyway, why do I always get the ball-shaped dishes? I feel like I'm being punished. Okay. We're gonna say yum because that looks good. Okay. All right, let's look at this. Oh, is this another? Okay. This looks like it might be Japanese too. Oh yeah, this is either Japanese or Korean. Rice, soy sauce, meow sword. I swear to God, all of you. I swear to God. Okay. The gay text: rice, soy sauce, sesame oil, sesame seeds, gochujang, kimchi, egg, seaweed, beef, chicken, tofu, vegetables. Yeah, I think Korean. That bowl looks Korean, but it could also be. What an unlikable thing for me to say in this community. You think Korean? Okay, we'll go Korean. We got two Koreas in a row. That's boring. Give us the Maldives Islands again. All right. Yeah, it was Korea. Okay. That's cup ba. Cup ba. All right, let's go on to the next one. Ooh. Oh my God, that looks like. I'm not going to say that. That'd be gross to say on stream. I was going to make a joke about something I saw in a toilet earlier. Okay. Beef, pork, breadcrumbs, onions, mushrooms, garlic, butter, eggs, flour, dill, parsley, salt, sugar, bacon, sour cream, pickles. Now, I think this might be Poland. I think this might be. Damn, how much fiber is in your Jonas? I think this might. Yeah, this could be anyway. I agree. You think Germany? Hmm. You're right. I don't know. There's also. Oh, there's another picture. Oh, does this help us at all? Here's another picture. What is that it's with it? Is that. I don't know what that is. Looks like hominy or something? You think America? Eastern Europe? Right, I think so. The dill cream. You think Hungarian? I'm gonna start with Poland, and then we'll see if it's Hungary after that. Oh, there you go. It was Poland, Belarus, Lithuania, or Ukraine. Okay. Yum. All right. That hits all the textures you hate. I'm so sorry. Okay. Let's go on to the next one, folks. Next round. Cow's milk, salt, Renee, paprika, chili peppers? What the hell? You think India? Chili peppers? You put chili peppers in the ice cream? Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, there's no accounting for taste, I guess. Yeah, you think it's paneer? I'm seeing multiple people say India. Matt Saigai, the a Hindutva believer, is saying that it is not India. That just looks like a block of cream. No, please don't call it India. Okay, Matt Saigai. Now I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted to call it India just to offend Matt Saigai. What should we? Not India. Okay. Anytime I see milk, I say India. Hey, that's fair. But like the peppers. You know what's funny though, guys? The name of this in English, according to the description, is in English. The name of this means choking the chicken. We all know what that means in English, but anyway, literally it says its unique name translates to chokes the chicken. Chokes the chicken. Okay, anyway. All right, let's try India. Let's try India. Not India? Okay, fine. We won't do India. I'm gonna do India just for oh, yeah, we're really wrong. We're really wrong about that. Yeah, they're really wrong about that. We're cold. So, let's try Spain. I'm gonna go to Spain now because it says it's to the northeast, so let's try Spain. The peppers are throwing me a little bit. You think Bangladesh? Okay. We'll try Spain. Oh my God, who said Spain? Who said Spain first? It was Spain. That I was not expecting Spain. Okay, that was Spain. All right. Okay, fine, Matt Saigai. You were right. You were right. Meowzord, you were right. Okay. You were right, Matt Saigai. Forgive me. Matt Saigai, I forgive you. I mean, well, I do forgive you for other things, but please forgive me, Matt Saigai. You know, I mean, I know I'm always right, but occasionally I'm less right than normal. All right. Sometimes I am less right than I would like to be, though I am always right. Sometimes like a lesser degree of being right. Okay, so this is Afuega Lepitu. Um, I got you. Okay, let's go to the next one. Well, this looks. I think this might be something else from Druzilla's country. Druzilla, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I just like randomly insulting Druzilla. Okay. Rife beef, soy sauce, sesame oil. It doesn't look like something from Druzilla's country. Sesame oil, salt water, green onions, garlic, black pepper, mushrooms. Do we think it's Chinese congee? Sorry, I love Druzilla. Okay. Um, it is a slow cook to achieve. Do we think it's well, okay. Oh, really? We're gonna get China again? I'm sorry, Druzilla. Yeah, you too, little bit, Vic. Glad thank you for stopping by. Let's try China. Oh, it borders China. Do we think Taiwan? I'm gonna try Taiwan. Happy holidays there, guys. Taiwan. Ooh, no, it's not. Guys, I think it's Japan. I think it's Japan. No, what the fuck? Okay, excuse me. Bye-bye, Jonas. Have a great birthday. Oh, oh, it's Korean. I'm a fool. Why do we keep getting Korea? What is this? Is a boy band? Like, okay. So we'll say South Korea. Okay, there we go. Janjuk Juk. All right. Porridge popular in both North and South Korea. It combines elements of soup and porridge and is known for its comforting and heavy nature. Very nice. All right, final score. We got gastronomical genius. I'm proud of us. We did very well. We did very well. Um, I'm sorry, Meowzord. Please don't hate me forever. Okay. Okay, guys. We had a good stream today. I'm gonna go now. I'm not gonna be on tomorrow. Tomorrow is Christmas. I'm gonna be with family and friends. Have a good holiday. If you celebrate, if you don't, just have a good day. I will be back on the day after. We're gonna do a special stream, probably maybe with my sister, me, and my father, or one of the other. Okay. And so we will do that. That'll be fun. And on that note, folks, please enjoy your time. If you don't celebrate it, that's okay. But you know, enjoy time if you have a chance to be with family, friends, relax a little bit. Um, yeah, Zord, bye everyone. I'll remember you all in therapy. Okay. Matt, what? I didn't ignore you. What do you mean, Matt Saigai? See, now you're making me look back. You're making me look back. No, Matt Saigai, we're not family. There, I'll flat out say it. There was a donation from Matt Saigai. Did I miss it? Where? Where? I don't see a donation from Matt Saigai. What do you mean? There's nothing in the YouTube chat. Am I blind? I mean, I think we already knew that. No, literally, there's nothing in the YouTube chat that says I got a donation. Okay, you know what? I'll go back. Maybe it's on a different one. Guys, I literally don't see one. What am I missing, Matt Saigai? What did you donated? I literally don't see it anywhere. There's nothing appearing in my feed or anything. So unless I don't know why it didn't show me. It's on. I was looking. I was looking on YouTube. It's not on. Oh, it's on Twitch. Okay, let me go back and check Twitch here. I don't know what's happening. I literally don't see it. I don't see anything in the Twitch stream. This is weird. That's like I don't see anything in the Twitch stream at all. What am I missing here? Okay, you know what? One second, folks. So we're gonna be no, it's not Matt Saigai. I'm pissed if Twitch isn't showing me when people donate. So don't worry, folks. So I'll get off here in a second. You all can leave if you'd like. I'm just trying to figure this out. Yeah, I was already Sam. He donated his time. Oh, I got you. Okay. Is that a joke? Is it just a joke? Because I literally don't see anything. I literally don't see anything, Matt Saigai. Okay, I literally don't see anything. But I believe you, Matt Saigai. Thank you. Thank you for donating. I'm sorry I don't see it. I don't know why it's not there. All right. Okay. Always. I'm sorry I don't see it, Matt Saigai. It's literally not appearing anywhere on my end. Okay, whatever. Thank you, though, Matt Saigai, really, for your donation. Deeply appreciate it. Okay. I deeply appreciate it. I'll find it, Matt Saigai, and then I'll thank you more properly the next time I stream or whatever. Okay. Thank you, though. Show receipts or else. Don't worry, I'll find the receipts. Don't worry. Okay, guys. So, on this note, folks, you all know what I'm about to say. First of all, free Palestine. Second of all, never stop resisting. Third of all, we're living in a fascist moment. Don't stand in the center. Fascism thrives when people stand in the center. Fight back. Don't be a slug. Fight the fascist. On the wall behind me is a sword. The name of that sword is Chainbreaker. Chainbreaker is thought to have been responsible for the death of 7 slave owners. Why do I have it back there? I have it back there to remind everyone. I have back there to remind everyone that our ancestors made major sacrifices for some of the things we have today. Do not let their sacrifice go to waste. Please, please, please. They put their lives on the line. We can't let their sacrifice go to waste. And always, always, always fight for a better future. And on that note, folks, you all have a happy holiday, good birthday, wherever else may be going on. I will see you all on the day after Christmas. Love you all very much. Really enjoy being here with all of you.